What's up, everybody? This is podcast Gameoverse episode 191 for Thursday, October the 2024. I am Wasabi Ice Cream, joined as always by Rick. What's up?
What's up, everybody? It's Rick. I'm here to talk about some video games. Been a while. Been away from the show for a while. Shit's been crazy. Life's been getting in the way. But I've been playing some games. You've been playing the games. Let's get started, man. Tell the people about Ring Fit Adventure.
Ring Fit Adventure. Bro, I don't know where I was when this all went down. COVID 2020. But Ring Fit Adventure might be one of the greatest games ever made.
Yeah, really? That's
like, seriously.
okay. Not just not just like in terms of like fitness games or just in general games.
And well, in combination with the fitness shit. It's
Gotcha.
because it's the creativeness is what I'm getting at here. It's just how fucking creative it is. And I think, I'm not totally sure, but I think it's like the Splatoon guys and maybe some of the Zelda Breath of the Wild guys like got together and just made this fucking game, dude. And what I didn't know about it, there's a few different modes in this, and the main mode is like an adventure mode. It's a straight up full on fucking JRPG. It's
Oh
like
yeah, I've heard
straight
about
up.
that.
It's a straight up a JRPG that you play with your body, and then you get skills, and your skills are different exercises, and they do different amounts of damage, and they have different amounts of like number of enemies they attack simultaneously. So like a certain skill might just do like single target damage, or like another skill is a different exercise and it'll attack like 5 enemies at the same time. The enemies are color coded, and so are the skills. What's up, Prismatic Queen? Just hit the follow button accidentally. Thank you.
Thank you. Getting us all excited.
We're talking about Ring Fit Adventure and how it might be one of the greatest games ever made. There's so much in this game that I just didn't know. I mean, I wasn't paying attention to this game when it was hot, you know? So I know Raven got it kind of as a joke. I mean, let's be honest. Like, he didn't really take it seriously. So when he was streaming it, I saw some of the stuff and I was like, okay, that's cool. But now that I'm actually playing it, I'm like, dude, this is incredible. Not only is it a good video game, but it's such a good fitness tool, because it is a full body workout, man. Like, I did a week of that fitness boxing thing, and I didn't like feel it almost like at all. Like, I felt it a little bit, but it wasn't really, I didn't really feel it. But I think within like 2 days of doing the Ring Fit Adventure, felt it, man. Whole body felt it. I was like, oh shit, 2 days of this was more effective than the 7 days I did of fitness boxing. But then not only that, but the video game that's here is fucking, it's a full video game. It's like, it's awesome. And almost to its detriment, because it's still, so it's a straight up, it's a JRPG. So you have health, you have attack, you have defense, you have stats. So you'll get into combat, you know, with these enemies, and they'll do damage to you, and you have health. And if they deplete your health, then you kind of have to do that stage over again, which I thought was a little bullshit, because, you know, when you kind of just want to get the fitness part out of it, you don't want to have to like redo a stage over again, because you don't really have a lot of control over how much damage the enemies do to you. Like you go into like a defensive position, which is like, by the way, the ring is genius. There's so much to this game, man. That
Yeah, I'm here to hear it, man. Yeah, let's hear it.
but I don't know if I can hit all of it in like a coherent manner because it's just so much. The ring itself is so genius because they come up with so many different exercises for it that again hit every single part of your body, and not only can you like press it in, but you can pull on it too, and it's way sturdier than it looks. And then even when the console's off, if you click in the right stick, it enters this like passive mode, so where you can do reps, you can do squeezes on the ring when the console's off. You can do 500 of those, and wait, let me see if I can pull it over one sec, because I didn't even know the Switch. Again, you remember I said like fitness boxing had like an alarm where you can set an alarm and then the Joy-Cons will like ring, or so they'll like vibrate and light
told
up.
me that.
And I'm like, I don't even know this thing could do this. This game does that as well, but it also, the fucking Joy-Cons like make sounds. Like it makes like ringtones and shit. So because you can do reps on this thing when the console's off, and you can do up to 500. But you're like, oh, the console's off. Like, how am I supposed to know? Am I supposed to keep track of it myself? And how am I supposed to know? No, you don't keep track of it yourself. The fucking controllers beep. Like there's speakers in the controllers. I have no idea. Or if it's just like the HD rumble, and somehow they found out how to make tones out of it. But there's little chimes and ringtones that happens. So when you're doing like your 500 reps of this thing, the console's off. You have nothing to look at except the beeps that come out of this thing. So every 100 you do, it does a little chime like, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, how is that coming out of the controller? And it goes beep boop beep boop. Like you do one, you squeeze it in, it goes beep, and then you let go and it goes boop. And I'm like, how are they doing this? Like that's kind of what I'm talking about when I say like it's absolutely genius how creative they got with this thing, because it does a lot of shit where you're like, this is incredible. I don't know how they came up with this. Geniuses at Nintendo, like they're good at just being creative, and I kind of love this game for that.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so much. The infrared sensor. There's an infrared sensor in the Ring-Con as well, in the controller, which I've never seen used for anything else on the entire platform. I'm sure it's used for something on the platform, but in this game they use it to get your pulse. After you do one of the levels, you put your thumb on it and it gets your pulse, dude. Like, and then I'm like, how the fuck? How does this work, man? It's like it's insane. It's insane the amount of things they came up with for this thing that just work, and it just works. And the difference between this and fitness boxing is it knows your position, because you put one Joy-Con in the ring, and you put the other one in the leg strap, and you wrap it around your leg. So it knows your position at all times, because it knows the position of the ring and you're holding it, and it knows the position of your like legs, which makes it very difficult for you to cheat. You can still cheat in a lot of stuff because it's not tracking your like absolute position. It's just tracking, the movement of the ring. So you can move the ring and not your body, and it'll kind of pick up on just that. But yeah, and it's the more effective you are at doing the moves, like the more you actually get into it, and the more energy you put into it, the more accurately you're doing the moves, the more damage you do to the enemies. And there's a bunch of yoga moves which I didn't expect. You actually have to run through you have to actually run through the levels, so you actually have to like jog in place. You have to do like high steps. It like really gets your entire body involved.
That's really
uh
cool.
and yeah, I don't know, I cannot say enough good things about this game, man. It's really blowing me away about just how cool and creative it is, man. Um, like even just from a gameplay perspective, but also just from like this is actually a good workout perspective too. I and I also it's it's getting me motivated to do the workout. It's got like a full story. It's got like almost Super Mario World 3 type of world where you're just on like an overworld and you're just going from level to level, and each level has something different, and you're collecting items. There's equipment, there's gear, you level up, there's skill points, you get a skill tree, you're putting points in a skill. Like it has all of that. It is a full fucking JRPG, which I had no idea. I thought it was
That's
just a
really
stupid.
cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I knew there was like a JRPG side to it, but I thought it was like, like an excuse to like have an adventure mode. Like I didn't think it was like a fleshed out with like skills and points to allocate and shit. That's really cool,
yeah. And
man.
yeah, all of the workouts you do, you're like actual are your like the workouts are the skills, and you can only put a certain amount of them on your like skill bar. So, but you keep unlocking new ones. So it's like, oh, this one's like an arms one and it's yellow, or like this one's abs and it's yellow. Arms are red, and every enemy has a different color. So, like arms are red, so arms will be more effective against red enemies. Yellow skills or workouts to be more effective against yellow enemies. But you can only put so many on your skill bar. So as you start unlocking more and more skills, you have to like pick and choose which ones you put in that bar. You can't have all of them. Some of them you can use and it restores your health in the middle of combat. Um, and yeah, it's just like they really like thought about this from a gameplay perspective, where I feel like just that's very difficult to do with keeping the fitness aspect in mind as well. And it just seems so effortless. It seems so effortless on their part that it's it's like truly one of the most innovative games ever. Uh it's so cool. It's so cool. And I don't know how many people have I heard it was like very popular during COVID, but
Yeah,
I
I
think
heard
it
that too,
maybe,
and it was really hard to get.
it was COVID. People might not have been actually taking it as seriously as I feel like it should be taken, because like as a video game, it is absolutely genius, man. It is absolutely genius, and but also as like a fitness tool, like it works in both ways. And now that like COVID's over and people aren't like thinking about this anymore, like I'm wondering if people actually value this for the genius that it actually is, or if it was just something to do because they were just stuck at home. Um, like I kind of want to go back and read some of the coverage that this game got, because I missed all of it. I was not paying attention. Uh, but yeah, now that I've actually played a significant chunk of this, I'm also wondering how many people actually like finished the game, because it is a full fucking JRPG. I'm not sure how many people actually finished it, because it is like you have to fucking use your body. It's like not you can't just spend like you do like a 24-hour marathon of this game, because you would like break yourself. You would you would fucking die. Um, yeah, it's incredible, and I think it deserves to be in the discussion of greatest games ever. It's that good, it's that innovative, it's that creative. Um, yeah, it's they 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 knocked out the park with this, man. It's I don't know what else to say about it.
That
um,
sounds awesome, man.
yeah. So I don't know. Like I feel like everyone should check this out. Um, don't be dissuaded by it being like a fitness thing. Like if you're like, oh, I'm like not the most fit person in the world. I can't do all. It will tailor your. That's the thing about fitness boxing is that fitness boxing was literally the same thing every single day. It did not evolve at all. Even though I did it for a full fucking week, it was the same thing that entire week every day. But this, when you boot it up, it's like, hey, how you feeling? Did you feel you tired? Did you eat anything? Are you hungry? Like it asks you questions and then it like tailors the workout based on what you tell it, and you can just adjust it at any point. But then also it'll like be like, hey, you worked out your legs a lot during today's session, so we're gonna do a stretch and we're gonna focus on like stretching out your legs because we noticed you like worked out your legs a lot, or hey, you really worked out your arms today, good job, we're gonna stretch out your arms a bit because you've been, you really hit your arms today. Like it evolves to your to what you've been doing. It's way more intelligent at that shit. uh in a way that I wanted from fitness boxing. I expected it actually, and you just didn't get that. But this is way more intelligent at that, and yeah, everything just gets progressively more like as you keep going through it, it just gets more and more. They just like trickle things on. It's like, oh yeah, I'm really feeling it now. I'm really feeling it now. It just keeps like upping the ante, and you can tell it like, hey, last time was a little easy. Can we like up it up a little bit? And yeah, it's just good at evolving. uh,
That's really cool. It's so funny, like you said, to come from like, you know, um, that boxing game, which was like the opposite end of the spectrum, to this, something super feature rich and very adamant to like getting you a good workout. Like it's really cool to see that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. You're convincing. You're selling me on it, dude.
Everyone should try this because it's like it's that good of a video game. But I think a lot of people are gonna get dissuaded at like the fitness part of it. But you can really just put into it as little or as much as you want. Like it really, um, it really adjusts to what your level of fitness is. And I think that's really the beauty of it is because you can do as little or as much as you want. And I didn't try any of the other modes, but there are modes in there where you can just like just focus on just getting a workout and just do that.
Yeah.
You don't really have to do the game part of it. um but even the game part, it's like it's got a lot of accessibility stuff in there where it's like, hey, I can't do this work. Like it's got planks in it and stuff, and I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like some of the like it asks you to like get on the floor and do shit. And like some of that shit is
Yeah.
more can be more difficult for people, especially
I'm gonna say
like
that's a
my
hard sell for me. I'm not doing that. I'm not getting on the floor.
yeah. But you can just say like, hey, I can't do this, and it'll just give you like an easier version of a thing to do. And yeah, it really just adjusts to what your level is, and it's like great at that. So um yeah, it's really good. Like everyone should try it. It's expensive still. uh I think if I remember correctly, I paid $80. uh so I think oh yeah, I don't even know. There's like third party rings that you could get on like AliExpress. So if you just wanted to pirate the game, and like get like a third party ring. But then I don't know how those rings work. There's got to be some technology in the ring itself, because it's so good at knowing exactly how much you're squeezing that thing, and I don't know what that is based on. If that's just the Joy-Con in there, just the subtle movements in the Joy-Con as you squeeze it. I really don't know. I tried to trick it by just moving the, like, not squeezing it at all, but just like moving the thing like slightly up and down, and like that's not it. So I don't know how it knows you're squeezing, but it's really fucking good at just the subtly knowing that you're squeezing that thing. Because the more effort you put in, the more like damage you do on attacks. So like it knows, like, if you really exaggerate your movements and really get into it, you do more damage. And it's really it's really good at picking up on that. Yeah, it's fucking good, man. It's good. It's good.
That sounds good. Like, it's cool that, like, how seriously it takes itself as like an actual game and a workout routine. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Ring Fit Adventure. It's still expensive. I think it's still full price, like, typical Nintendo fashion. Like, it's still full price. But yeah, check it out if you got like money to spare, man. It's so good. It is so good. So, and then in stark contrast, one of the worst games I've ever played in my life, Devil May Cry. Apple Pie. Devil May Cry is a terrible video game.
Yeah, the first one's not great.
Yeah,
you could see. I'll make the argument that for the time it came out, you could see like how it was like revolutionary and why it got the reputation it did and the sequels it spawned.
No,
but
I don't see
hindsight,
that.
like today looking back, I'll argue there's nothing like Devil May Cry in the market at the time. Like looking at the time it released versus like now with all the improvements we've seen to that genre. Yeah, it's a rough game to get through. It's really rough to get through.
Yeah, playing it, I don't. So what gets me is that everyone talks about how bad Devil May Cry 2 is.
Yeah.
But nobody talks about how bad Devil May Cry 1 is. And in my mind, I'm like, how the fuck, how did they get a sequel? Well, how is 2 worse than this, and this is this bad?
You'll see.
I'll
like
see.
2 does a lot of shit that's like what the fuck were they thinking? Like 2 goes in such a weird direction with the story, the combat. Like it's so much worse, like objectively, than the first one.
This game is like bad on so many levels. Where do I start? Number 1, it doesn't tell you shit. So like I was like running around, like see at the very fucking beginning of the game. I'm running around. It's a lot more like Resident Evil. It felt like it immediately felt like a Resident Evil. I was like, oh shit, this is a Resident Evil, but just like more action focused. Because it was like investigative. You're like running around. You're inspecting the walls and statues and pulling levers and picking up items and keys and using keys on doors, and it's like, oh, this is like very Resident Evil. Even the sound effects were like very Resident Evil. That's what the first thing I picked up. I was like, oh, this sounds like they just recycled Resident Evil assets.
And they kind of did. It started out as like, so fun fact, that game started out as Resident Evil 4. And then when they saw the changes they were making with it, they tweaked what they were doing with it and made it its own thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's why it's like a Gothic castle like setting. It's meant to be like a Spanish castle.
Yeah.
like from RE4. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and then the
that's where
story
that's there. Yeah.
the story is like you go and Trish you walk up to this castle and Trish is like, hey, we can get there just up here, and she jumps up, and then Dante's like, I don't fucking know, and it just walks, and you like never see her again. Like not he doesn't say a word. I think he just like walks into the cat. Like all of this, like 90% of this game could have been skipped if he just jumped up there with her. But for whatever reason, he's like, oh, I don't fucking know, and just like walks into the front door. And I'm like, what? Why? Like the story is garbage. Whatever story is here, impossible to follow, because I just don't know what's going on. And then like at the end of the game, you meet Trish again, and he's like, Trish, no, as if you spent so much time with her. You literally didn't see her since the beginning of the game when she jumped
Yeah.
up to the castle. And I'm like, there's no way. Well, anyway, so like, yeah, they're like, the whole like story is bullshit. And then like it doesn't tell you how to play the game at all. So thankfully someone, I was like at the first like spider lava boss, and I was streaming it, and someone on Twitch came in, and he was like, hey, just do that attack that you unlocked, and you can kill the boss real easily. I was like, what do you mean do the attack? I bought the attack and it didn't even tell me how to use it. He's like, oh no, if you go into like the weapon menu and you like go to show you a list of your attacks, and you can. I was like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, you know, you like buy the attacks or whatever, and it doesn't tell you like, oh, you bought this attack, here's how to do it. But also there's like a dodge move that doesn't tell you. There's like a bunch of moves in here that I had no idea you could do until this guy pops in, and he was like, oh yeah. And then you can just like run away from a bunch of fights.
Yeah, you don't have to fight everything.
Yeah, it just it doesn't tell you shit. I would have never finished this game. Well, actually, I am never going to finish this game because I rage quit. But I would have never I would have never gotten past like the first chapter, because there's just so much bullshit that
I will argue that that's kind of the fun of the game, is like exploring and learning what you can and can't do.
No, it's not. It's not fun.
I'll argue it is.
The checkpoint system is so dog shit. It sends you back so far that you have to redo all this shit. Like if I had to do that, if I didn't know, I would have quit this game so much sooner. The checkpoint system is horrendous. Because it's just like, it's like a boss rush. Like every fucking chapter is a new boss, and it's like 3 bosses in a row, and it's like and if you fucking die, you do the whole goddamn thing again. And then God forbid if you have one of those yellow orbs. The yellow orbs are the fucking worst, because you waste all your items, and then it actually does checkpoint you, and it checkpoints you with all the shit that you used gone. So it's like even worse if you have one of those checkpoint items. So I was like, no, fuck the yellow orbs. Because it's where I would rather like get all my shit back and then go back to the checkpoint so I can actually like buy shit, and like, you know, I know what I need, so then I can go back and actually like not waste all my resources. It's bad. It's so bad. It's bad. The attacks system is bad. By the way, I'm playing the original PS2 version, which as I understand is the harder version. The guy who seemed like an expert of the game came into my chat and was like, oh yeah, this is so much better than that shitty HD remake, but it's harder. And I was like, great. But the way the attacks work is so bad. This is why is the reason why I rage quit. Because for some reason, they fall in love with this one enemy who reminds me of the first boss in Demon Souls, if you know what I'm talking about. It's like that blob boss who has like, he like breaks off into a bunch of other blobs, and they all have like this like spear attack.
Oh yeah, the nightmare thing is what they call it in this game. Yeah, that thing fucking sucks.
They love this boss because they make you fight him 3 times. I mean, they make you fight like most of the bosses multiple times, but it's never any better, and it's the same solution every time. But the thing that sucks about this boss is there's stuff on the walls. There's like little things on the walls that you have to attack to like disable it, and then you can actually attack the boss. But the way the attacks work in this game is it tries to gravitate to you. It like auto attacks. It auto aims your attack towards enemies that are nearby. So if you're trying to attack the thing on a wall and there's an enemy nearby, it turns you the fuck around and auto attacks the enemy that's near you and not the thing you actually want to attack. And so when you're fighting this boss in particular, who like not only like has like his boss hitbox, he like spawns like little worms, and those worms are like, you can just ignore them for the most part, because what you want to do is like hit the little icon on the wall so you can disable the boss, and then you can attack the boss. But if there's fucking anything nearby you, you don't hit it fucking auto gravitates to fucking the worms. You're like, fuck, just attack the goddamn wall. Dude, I was getting so pissed off. I rage quit. Like, Lori, I quit this game. Like at the last.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Like the first game's not for everybody. Like it's very stiff compared to like the later games and even its contemporaries now. It's not a great game to play now.
It's a bad game. It's a bad game.
I'll argue it's a bad game compared to today's standards. The game was pretty dope when it came out.
No.
I disagree, man. I played that game as a child and I was fine with it. So
like that's my thing is this game is bad and somehow 2 is worse. I don't understand how they got the opportunity to make a 3. That's where I'm like.
So I'm telling you, just skip 2. Go right to 3. I told you from the start, like just jump into 3.
But now I have to know.
Yeah, but you were adamant, like, oh, you want to play them like in order, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna be this bad though. Like that's the thing, is nothing prepared me for just how bad it is. Like when you say it's like a bad game, I'm like, I don't know. I played God Hand. That's a bad game, but I like it. Like that's the kind of bad I'm thinking. Where it's like
phone call from somebody. I'll be right back.
But yeah. When people say it's like a bad game, I'm not expecting like bad. I'm expecting, oh, it's bad, but it's got like a charm to it. I don't see any redeeming factors in this game whatsoever. I want to be honest with you. It is like, it's legitimately one of the worst games I've ever played in my life. I'm a worse human being for having played it, and but now I have to see what 2 is. I have to see how is 2 worse than this. See, Anella agrees it was bad. See? Yeah, but now I have to see, and I have to play. I have to at least dip my toe into Devil May Cry 2 and see how that could possibly be worse. Like, how could they have not learned anything from this game and not have contributed into 2? Like, that is where my curiosity is. And then how they have 2 fucking shitty games and then have a 3 that's like no, yeah, this would make you rage quit. This would make everyone rage quit. It's it's bad. So it's unfathomably bad. And yeah, there's nothing good about it. Nothing good. And yeah, what else do we play? Oh, another bad game. Starfield Shattered. Anella said, who crowdfunded these people to make another game? I mean, I don't think it was crowdfunded. It's like Capcom, you know. It's like the guys that made Resident Evil. So, but yeah, that's my question. Is now there's at least 5 games in this series, not including like there's 5 like numbered games. So, but from what I understand, 3 is where it gets good. 3 is where it becomes what we know and love to be Devil May Cry. but they had two extremely shitty games before that, and like that's where the question comes in. Yeah, like they had two colossal fuck ups. I mean, that's the thing. I don't know how well these games sold. I don't know how well they reviewed. I would be curious to go back and just see how what people thought of these games when they released, because maybe people loved this game when it released, and like going back to it maybe is just like it doesn't hold up. But I don't know, man. There's games on PS2 that people say are shitty all the time, and I'm like, nah, man, this game's pretty like Black. I don't know if anyone's ever played Black, but Black, which I think was a EA, I think it was a Criterion game before they made Burnout, or maybe they like after Burnout or like during. I don't know. I think that was a Criterion joint, and people say that game's shitty, but it's like that's a really cool game. That's why when people say like stuff is a bad game, I don't take it literally. I take it like, okay, it's like bad, but maybe it could be cool. It could have some cool stuff in it. You know, like Sonic Adventure is bad. It's definitely a bad game, but there's stuff it's got some charm to it that I like. Um, Devil May Cry 1 is just terrible. It's like bad. It's like a whole different level of bad, you know? Uh, so I suffered through that. And then I started Starfield Shattered Space expansion. And, like, again, perfect example where this is also bad, but it's nowhere near the level of bad as like Devil May Cry. Um, in fact, I would say like I'm having an okay time with it. You know, like I didn't hate Starfield as much as like some other people might have, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's like a great game. I always use Greg Miller. If you've never seen Greg Miller's review of this game on a Kind of Funny Games, he had what I would describe as like it's the experience that Bethesda wants you to have. And he had that exact experience where he loved the companions, and so much that the entire existence of the gameplay loop exists. It's centered around his love of like the companions. And
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
welcome back.
Yeah, it was so a little behind the scenes on my life right now. My wife and I are getting our backyard redone.
Oh.
And yeah, the landscaper we hired is coming by today to do the work. It's gonna be a couple days he's working. And my neighbor and I share a tree. And she saw my landscaper here. And she was like, hey, if you're getting work done, she's like, let me know how much he'll charge. If you can come to my side and trim that tree on my side, I would appreciate it.
Oh.
So she was like, give me the money so I can give it to my landscaper so he can cut the tree on her side.
Oh. Okay. I thought she was gonna be like, you can't touch this tree. This tree is a landmark. They don't make trees like this anymore.
Yeah, it's a weird situation. The tree's on my side. So technically it's my tree, but I guess the roots like go to both sides, so technically both of our tree. So, but her main thing is that the tree kind of grows over onto her property, and with the storms we've been having, it's super dangerous. If like that tree comes down, it'll like fuck up both of our stuff. If the branches like get blown off, it'll fuck up our stuff. So her and I came to an agreement. We'll split cost on like maintaining that tree.
Okay. See, that's a good neighbor right there.
Nah, she's cool. I love Sonia. She's really cool. When my son turned 1, I was gonna have a bunch of people over, and I let her know like, hey, I'm gonna have a lot of people over for my son's birthday. It's only been for a couple hours. She was like, oh, that's totally fine. If you need parking, you can park over here on my driveway. She was super cool. Like I like Sonia a lot. She's really cool.
Anella in the chat, which you could be in the chat if you go to gameoverse.com/Twitch or /YouTube or /Discord. Anella said, my neighbor cut her tree that hung over my fence down and took the fence down with it.
Oh, Jesus. See, that's why I don't want to fuck with that stuff, dude. I know where my skill set lies in, and it's not like trimming trees. Like, I'm not gonna fuck with that. I will pay someone to do that for me because I don't fuck with that.
Well, I don't like. Can you fuck with your own? I mean, I guess you can, but
yeah, it's my tree. I can do whatever I want with it.
Yeah.
But I'm also responsible for whatever happens after I do what I want with it. So
yeah. I just thought there's some like there is some like I don't know, some at some point the ownership could like lie also in like with the city at some point, right?
it depends on the tree, but if it's on my property. So Arizona's kind of a trip because our state cactus is a saguaro cactus. So if you got a cactus on your property, you're fucked. You can't cut that. That's like a protected plant. You can't cut that. But like a tree and stuff, that's not a big deal. But the way property laws are, like, if the tree grows over to someone else's property, like that's their property and their responsibility. So it goes both ways. Let's say I have like an apple tree, right? And one of my branches grows into my neighbor's yard. Any apples that grow off that branches are legally my neighbor's. I can't restrict them from grabbing those apples. I can't tell them that they can't pick apples from there. I can't pick the apples off of it once the branch is grown over there. That's their apples. But I can trim the branch on my side if I want to be an asshole and no apples for you. But it also works both ways too. Like if that it's an inconvenience, right? You know, it's like a tree that has like a bunch of like leaves on it that fall off. It's the neighbor's responsibility to take care of that. And same thing, if like lightning strikes that tree, the branch breaks and fucks up like their shed or their car, that's their responsibility to maintain and take care of.
Yeah.
So it's written in a way that kind of assumes responsibility in a way that I think is pretty common sense, but because of that, like my neighbor was concerned about like, because the storms we've been having, so she was like, hey, if you have that landscaper here, tell me how much it'll be to have him come into my property, cut the tree. I'll give him access to my property. He can come over to my yard, cut the tree, haul away like the branches and stuff. And I'd already like got an estimate, and the guy just included it in all the work he was doing. So he's like, hey, all this work is going to be X amount. Because she was like, oh, just tell me what it's cost to maintain the tree. I'll give you half. And I was like, well, it's kind of tricky because he already quoted me for like everything together. He didn't individualize it.
Yeah.
So I asked the guy, I was like, hey, how much are you going to charge my neighbor to go to her property, cut the tree all the way? And he like looks at it, he's like, oh, 120. So I was like picking that up from her so I can give it to him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to like be a reasonable neighbor, you know?
Oh yeah.
I'm going to be, my plan is to live here for a while. So I'm trying to be like somewhat reasonable and accommodating with the people that live like right next to me.
Yeah. No,
yeah. So far, no one's been an asshole, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was dealing with. So you hated Devil May Cry. You think it's the worst game ever?
It's one of the worst games I've ever played. Yeah. Worst game ever? I don't know about that, but it's probably close. I actually don't have a list of that.
Really?
I guess it's number one on the list right now.
That is harsh. Okay. But all right.
But I'm gonna play 2 because I have to know. I just have to know.
It's fucking so much worse, dude. It's so much worse.
Yeah,
You think the auto targeting and that was bad? Oof.
There's no way it could be worse. But now
it's so much worse. It's so much worse.
Now that I have context for how bad it was,
it's so much worse. Like, so the reason why I defend Devil May Cry 1 is because a lot of ideas of Devil May Cry 1 carried over to 3. I'm not going to spoil it, but there's a lot of like combos, the way some moves are executed that carry over to the later games.
Yeah.
Devil May Cry 2 completely changed up its combat system and the way combos work to make it easier, but it just made it harder to play and worse to execute. None of that shit carried over with the later games.
Oh.
Except for like some of the gun stuff. Devil May Cry 2 does a lot of work to like make the guns cooler, but they're still really shitty compared to like just using a melee weapon. Yeah, it's you'll see. It's not good. It's not a good game.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't like Devil May Cry 1, you're gonna hate Devil May Cry 2. Fuck, even if you like Devil May Cry 1, you'd hate Devil May Cry 2, if I'm being honest.
We'll see. We'll see. Maybe maybe I'll actually enjoy it more, but I don't know. There's a chance.
If you enjoy it more, there's a chance your brain might be broken, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you come out of Devil May Cry 2, like I actually like that more than 1, we can't be friends anymore.
I think like, it's hard to imagine anything worse than that first game. It's hard to imagine. So I'm gonna play 2, and we'll see. But it's hard to imagine anything is worse than that. So
I am so excited for you to get to 3. Like I really am so excited for you to get to 3.
Yeah, me too.
That's a good one. I like 3, and the Switch version is specifically because they changed the style switching to like be on the fly, which some people might give you shit for if you like see a purist and they're like, "Oh, it's your first time playing it. You're playing the Switch version." Like, nah, fuck them. Like, that's the best way to play the game, in my opinion.
Oh, that was one of the things I was going to ask you about, because there's 2 versions of the new Devil May Cry 1. Wait, yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about? Okay, let's try it again.
I own that game in 2 different ways on Steam. I have Devil May Cry. I have the HD collection, right?
Yeah.
But also, let me look at Steam. Because I noticed this when I was going to load it up the first time. I have 2 different versions of that game, but they're separate versions.
Devil May Cry 1?
No, never mind. It's 3. It's 3. I'm talking about 3, actually. 3, I have Devil May Cry 3 in the HD collection. 1, 2, and 3 are in that.
Yeah.
But then I also have Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition on Steam.
Wait, what?
It's separate from the HD collection. Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't know what the fuck that is. Like,
yeah, because there's the HD collection, which has 1, 2, and 3, and then there's Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition, which is separate.
I wonder if it's the same game, just like a different. It doesn't need the Devil May Cry Collection launcher, maybe. Kind of like how Master Chief Collection, like you can boot the Master Chief Collection and play those games. You can just launch like a Reach, like right from your Steam library. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, I think you might be right. I think when you buy the HD collection, it comes with. It's not clear in here on Steam. I will say that it's not clear because they're separate pages, but it doesn't do the thing where it's like, hey, yeah, I don't know. I don't fucking know.
I think because like on Steam, I think it's because each game is released like individually, where like on consoles, you have to, if I wanted to play like, at least like the older consoles, right? Like PS3 and 360, if I wanted to play Devil May Cry 3, I had to buy the HD collection and play and get all 3 of them.
Oh yeah,
whereas like modern consoles, you could like get them individually. So I think like Steam went back and released them individually, but since you already have like the collection, it just gave you the keys for the individual games instead of having to like boot it from the collection. That's what I think happened.
I think that is what happened, because now I'm on the page for Devil May Cry 3 and they don't sell it anymore. So I think the only way to get it is from the collection, which includes what used to be separate special edition. Okay, yeah. So I think it's the same game, just separate for some reason. Okay. All right. Well, that's figured out. Starfield,
Yeah,
Shattered
Starfield. You got
Space.
the DLC. You got the expansion.
I got the expansion, and yeah, like it starts out. It starts out really cool, where um, there's like a derelict space station, and you go inside of it, and it's like zero gravity. It's like the first zero gravity thing I ever did in the game. I know it exists in the base game, but it's so random. I think there is a quest or a couple quests maybe where it exists, but other than that, the only way to get it is to like destroy in like space combat. You have to destroy a grav drive on a ship, but that's difficult because you'll do so much damage that even if you are just targeting the grav drive, you're probably going to kill them before you even destroy the thing. So I've never seen the zero gravity shit. So it was nice that
Yeah.
this just opens with the zero gravity shit, and it's really cool. Because
Yeah.
if you're using ballistic weapons, it like blows you back, and it's really hard to get into cover consistently, and it's way more difficult than you expect. But also, I don't know if my game is just fucked. I did use mods. I modded my game before. Uh, like I was using mods before, and I turned them all off.
That you probably
If
fucked something up, but continue.
Yeah, I probably fucked up like the enemy damage numbers or something like that, because bro, fucking, I was getting like one shotted, two shotted, left and right, dude. And this opening mission, and then I was like, oh, you know what I did? They added sliders so you can have separate difficulty for ship combat and ground combat. And that's probably what I turned up the ground combat, but the ship combat is so shitty that I still have that on easy. So I went into settings to like check that, and no, I have everything set to very easy, the lowest difficulty. I have everything set to the lowest difficulty, but these guys were like one-shotting me. It was so frustrating. I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" No one else is talking about this, so I think I just fucked something up with mods. I just made
Most
everything
likely.
way more difficult, and it just stuck even after I turned them off. Uh, it just got like stuck that way somehow. But it was super frustrating because the game doesn't like it like reloads you back to your past autosave.
Yeah.
So I kept dying and it kept resetting me back to the start of when I like first walked into this mission. It was like super frustrating. But then I learned
That's so funny.
you can just autosave whenever you want, and it's fine. Just
Yeah.
get save scum. But it was super frustrating because it's like way more difficult, and it's not like I'm under leveled. Like I'm higher level than. I mean, it's all pretty like even. Like they're like level like 45 to like 50, and I'm like level 50, so it's like pretty evenly leveled. But my weapons are just weak. They're not doing a lot of damage, and also, um, I'm getting like one shotted, two shotted by these fucking guys, and it was just frustrating because there's like no cover, zero gravity.
That is
Uh,
insane, dude. Like,
but I think I broke something with mods, and I turned them all off, and it probably just stuck somehow. Uh, but it's Shattered Space, the DLC, the
yeah.
story. So it's like not. It's like Starfield. It's more Starfield. So if you didn't like Starfield, you're not going to like the Shattered Space. Like it doesn't fix anything that you didn't
Yeah.
already not like about the game. So putting that out there, you don't buy this if you don't like Starfield. It's not going to fix any of the problems you had with it. All of it is just more Starfield, and that's good in a way because like there's stuff I like about Star. Like I like just running around and shooting shit and getting loot and guns, and the combat's like fun enough. Like all of that is like cool. You get there's a new system that they add. One of the planets is like they say it's entirely handcrafted, but what they really mean is they just randomly generated a bunch of bullshit, and then the the interiors are like handcrafted. So everything's like randomly placed because you'll get to like it's like the Varun planet. So like the sea the snake worshippers. It's like their home planet, and you get to visit them
Oh
for the
shit.
first time. Yeah, and so yeah, you go there, and the first thing that happens is they do the fucking thing that Bethesda loves to do, is they make you a chosen one. You're now a chosen one again. Like, they cannot get away from writing a chosen one story in the most like ham-fisted way possible. It's like the Varun founder is like, he's dead, but like his ghost is like wandering around, and people see him, but they can't hear him or communicate with him. But you just happen to be the one motherfucker that can communicate with him. So now you must be the chosen one. The serpent chose you to be the communicator. And it's just so fucking stupid, man. It's so stupid. That once again you're just this all-knowing warship chosen one being. It's like, it's stupid. And but then like you walk out the you get this whole planet. So it's a few planets, and I guess maybe a few moons, but only really the one planet has like the city on it, and then like all of the content there is like, again, they say it's handcrafted, but you can tell that it's not. It's not like what you think they mean. And it's not like Skyrim, where they actually like hand placed all these stuff and it all had like meaning behind it. It's like not. It's all. It's the interiors. Like, everything's randomly generated. Terrain is random, but they might have placed some landmarks in places, and like the interiors are handcrafted. And I don't know, it's like, whatever. It doesn't even, you can't even, it's not like, it's not that great, because it's just more, it's more Starfield, basically.
Yeah.
So even down to, I don't think there's any new content. Like, there's no new ship parts. There's no new enemies. Like, everything's just kind of reskinned and repurposed and renamed versions of shit that already existed in that game. But then they'll call it like, ooh, this is a Varun fucking phantom. And all it is just a reskinned, like, there'll be a creature that's like, oh, it's like a fucking monster. It comes from the void. And it's just a reskin. It's like an enemy. It's like a monster you've seen on every other planet, except it's like blue and glowing and shit. And you're like, you guys, they put in such low effort. And it's so obvious that I don't, there's people on like Reddit that are going like, oh my God, this is their best DLC ever. And it's like, bro, have you played Far Harbor?
I know, right?
Like, there's shit like Shivering Isles. Like, they've done so much better. This is like such a low bar, because Starfield was already a low bar. I don't know. People were just looking at this very favorably, but it's just not, man. It's really not. I'm actually finding it pretty boring in terms of like the story and the characters and just everything that's happening. I just don't really care. So I'm like, constantly, I'm just trying to fuck it up, like, in every way possible. There's a point where like there's a farm and there's like a dam that's like blocking water to this farm from getting flooded, and you can turn off the power to the dam, but it will flood the farm. Is what they tell you is going to happen, and is what they tell you does happen. But when you go to the farm, nothing changes at all visually with that farm, aside from you go it goes, hey, it's optional, but go to the farm and see what happened. And you just talk to a guy, and this is what he says, not literally, because I don't remember exactly what he says, but this is basically what happens. You talk to the guy and he goes, oh no, everything gone. And then it check marks that optional quest, and that's it. It's like, confirm what happens at the farm. You talk to that guy, he says that, and fucking optional complete.
That's it. It's just like off the screen. Just, he tells you what happened. You don't get to see it.
No.
Or
he doesn't even tell you what happened. He just goes, oh no, everything destroyed. That's it. He says like 5 words, and it check marks. You've confirmed that the farm is flooded. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, when I saw that, I was like, this is the lowest. And that's a main quest, by the way. That was a main quest. It was not a side content. That was like, you have a choice to destroy the farm. I chose to destroy the farm. Nothing changes aside from like this guy saying 5 words, and I guess the farm is destroyed. Yeah, I don't know. It's like it's fucking garbage, man. And it's not
That is so
garbage,
goddamn
man,
funny.
but
That
it's
is
just
so
like
funny.
it's just more of what you expect from that game. Like
Yeah.
it's just more of that. It's like not good. It's just barely serviceable shit, man. And it really does not. I'm Skyrim is in my like top favorite games all time, probably because of like mods, I would say mostly, but like that game was impressive when it came out, man. I played a lot of it before mods. I played even more of it after. um they've lost it, man. They've completely lost it. There's no hope for that. There's no hope for them doing that shit anymore.
Yeah.
So if Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, there's no hope, man. They've completely lost it. I'm probably not gonna buy that game unless it comes out and people are like, "Holy shit, this is fucking! You didn't expect this, but Bethesda, they did it." Like, unless it's like that type of shit, I'm not gonna buy that game. I like don't. They just can't. They're incapable of making anything like that anymore. And like this just proves it, man. This just proves it. Um,
And
yeah,
that's such a bummer because like there's a lot Starfield does that like could be cool if they like gave it the attention it needed, and it just didn't.
yeah, yeah.
It's like a whole game built up of like mechanics that are all half measures, like and nothing's
But not only that,
fully fleshed out.
it's a bunch of stuff they've done. They've done better stuff in previous games that they've
Yeah.
now gone backwards on in this game. It's like the most insane shit. Like I don't understand how. I don't understand how that happens. Like even like the outpost building was way better in Fallout 4. Um the stuff that was way better in Fallout 4, even stuff that was better in Fallout 76, stuff that was better in Fallout 3, stuff that was better in Skyrim. Like you take all of their previous games, there's stuff in those games that are better than like anything they've done in this game, and it's just all backwards. And I don't get it. I just don't get it. Um, they just don't understand why people love those games, and I have no confidence in their next game. I just don't. So
Yeah, I'm like hesitant on it. I was like really excited for Starfield, and when it came out, I was like, this game is like very lackluster. And I gave up on it after I don't even know how long I put into it. If I'm being honest, maybe
Yeah.
10, 15 hours. Like I put in, a short amount of time for a Bethesda game, but a decent amount of time for like literally any other game.
yeah,
And I'm just like, I'm not vibing with this, man. I'm not vibing with this.
yeah. And I was thinking before this game came out, I was more positive on this than I think most people, only because the way they were talking about it made it sound like they were giving it their all. Like Todd Howard's like, "This is the game I've been wanting to make my whole life." It's like how he was saying it. So I was like, "Oh, this is where his passion really is. He really wants to make this. He's going to do it right this time." Especially since how they fucked up Fallout 4 and how they fucked up 76. They they can't make another. They can't fuck up again. But they do, and it's like, okay,
They do, yeah.
you guys just don't understand. So, yeah. So I'm like I don't hate it. I don't want it to sound like I hate it, because I don't hate it. But I'm just like disappointed, man. I wanted this game to be good because I also love like space. I love space games, dude. I'm like infatuated by outer space. Like I'm a sucker for this kind of shit. So um I wanted to love this, but it's just not. Yeah, it's not. It just doesn't do it, and it won't do it ever. So but I will finish it. I haven't quite finished the DLC yet. I will finish it, and then next week we're gonna move on to Diablo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exciting. I have to replay Diablo games. They're starting the new season pretty soon with the new expansion coming out.
Just tons of. They're changing everything about it. It's going to be a completely new game. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I kind of made the joke that they're just copying Path of Exile's homework, but that's like in a good way. I'm excited for it. I have not been playing a lot myself, not really. There's a couple games I did want to talk about. Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Yeah.
Is one game I've been playing, and it's fun as fuck, dude. It's so much fun. Like Jesus. It's a really fun game. It's a cool turn-based RPG if you like those types of games with like a twist to it. One thing that kind of caught me off guard though, the story's fun. The game kind of cares a little bit too much about its story, if I'm being honest. Like, I kind of just want to like run around and grind and like do RPG shit.
Yeah.
But the game has a story and it cares a lot about it. So I gave it the benefit of the doubt. I'm playing through the story. And I'm playing it in English because having to watch a toddler and read Japanese and read subtitles, pain in my ass. So I'm just gonna have it in English so I could like kind of passively listen to it if I have to like attend to like dad shit. And the game is a lot more vulgar than I was expecting. Like a lot of F-bombs, and I don't remember Yakuza because I played Yakuza Kiwami a bit. I don't remember that game having that much swearing in it. So I Googled it. There's a lot of stuff in this game that just added swearing into it. And I don't understand why they did that for the English translation until I looked into it. I guess a lot of Japanese is like inferred, right? So Japanese doesn't have like swear words the same way we do, is what I was reading.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of words that you really, there's some stuff you wouldn't say in like certain company, but there's not like a lot of words you wouldn't say in certain company. Like that's not like a huge thing over there. So a lot of Japanese is inferred, right? Whether you're looking someone in the eye, whether you bow to them, how you bow to them, a lot of like respect that you show somebody is in that body language. So to kind of get around that, this game has these characters who talk very crudely in a Japanese context, and the way like they talk to each other, the way they use honorifics, the body language they have with each other. And to do that, to get around it, they kind of have them swear a little bit in their words to kind of get off the tone of what they're trying to say, the spirit of what they're trying to say. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's kind of like localization, kind of convey.
Yeah, which I can get behind. If that was like, sure, the character didn't literally say he's going to shove an umbrella up this guy's ass. But in Japanese, the way he looks at him, the way he points the umbrella at him, even though he says word for word, I'm going to punch him in the mouth, the way he's talking to him, he might as well have said he's going to shove that umbrella up his ass.
Yeah.
Which I can get behind that. But the game's fun, dude. It's so much fun. It's really fucking funny. Like, this game's fucking hilarious. I was not expecting to laugh as much at this game as I was. The game straight up just talks about Dragon Quest, which is like really funny. So, have you played Like a Dragon?
No, I haven't played any of the Yakuza game. I played a little bit of, I think it was like 4 maybe, or whatever the last one was on PS4 or PS3. I think it was like 3 or 4.
So this game's a turn-based RPG, so it gets away from the like the beat 'em up kind of brawler gameplay the older games had. And the game kind of has an in-canon reason for explaining that, which is really funny. So the main character is like a pretty big deal, and he's a pretty good fighter. And one of his buddies ask him, like, bro, how are you so good at fighting? He's like, oh, I pretend I'm a hero in Dragon Quest. Like, he says that word for word. He's like, Dragon Quest, that video game? He's like, yeah, I pretend that like I'm that hero.
Is that what Like a Dragon means?
I guess. Well, yeah, Like a Dragon. So the game's like, the original translation for the Yakuza games are like Ryu go something. I can't remember, but literally the translation for the original Yakuza games is Like a Dragon. They're known as Yakuza here, but they're not called Yakuza in Japan. So that's kind of a way to like kind of bridge that gap.
It's like Resident Evil
While
Biohazard.
also, yeah, like Resident Evil Biohazard, exactly. But it's so funny that like the guy flat out says like, oh yeah, I imagine like when I get into a fight, I imagine I'm like a hero in Dragon Quest and I'm making choices and, you know, being strategic. And I'm like, okay, that's a great way to just like hand wave the changing gameplay you didn't have to do. But no, the game's really funny. It borrows a lot from like older Yakuza games and like its story. Guy's like a loyal Yakuza. He goes down for a murder he didn't commit to protect his family, and shit's fucked up when he gets out. Like, you know, pretty common Yakuza storyline, I think. But it's fun, dude. The side quests are so good. The game is so funny. There's a job system I haven't quite broken into yet because the game's really long, and it does the Japanese RPG thing where it takes for fucking ever before it like lets go of your hand and lets you like actually experience the game.
Yeah.
Before I've been playing, it's so goddamn fun, dude. Like, there's this party. Brian was like a homeless guy, and he's like your mage, and all of his magic spells are like him throwing like bird seed at people, so birds attack them, or like burping on them to make them sick. It's so goddamn funny. Like it's legitimately like a really fun game.
Every time I see it, it just looks so over the top and hilarious.
It is, and it's great for that. I love it. I love it for that so much. There's a mini game in there that I spent a ridiculous amount of time on. Where you're collecting cans. It's almost like Pac-Man, but from a third-person camera perspective. So you drive around this cart, you pick up cans, and if you pick up a special can, it lets you knock cans off of other people and take their cans. But if you don't have that can on you, when they hit you, they can take the cans from you. It feels like a competitive, like Pac-Man. And you have a set time limit to collect as many cans as you can and then turn them back in. I spent a fucking stupid amount of time on that game. I had so much fun with it. Like, I kept playing it because you could like unlock higher tiers of that mini game and get more rewards. You could trade those rewards in for like equipment and items and stuff. So I spent a lot of time on that, just fucking around with that, and I'm having a blast with it. Yeah, dude, it's a fun game. It's a really fun game. I haven't played too much into it. I'll have more next week. But it's a lot of fun if you like turn-based RPGs with a little bit of a twist. And there's some action elements to it too. Like some attacks require you to like do a quick time event to get the most damage out of it. If enemies attack you, you could like hit a block button to take less damage, kind of like Paper Mario. So it's more than just selecting something from a list and watching a fight play out. Like there's a lot of like active and reactive stuff in it too. Yeah, I can't say too much because like I said I haven't dumped too much time into it, but I'll have more next week because I'm having a blast with it so far. Also, I felt like getting a little nostalgic, and I have a PSP emulator on my phone, so I downloaded. I'm playing Def Jam Fight for New York, the PSP port.
Yeah.
The takeover, and it's fun as fuck, dude. Oh my god, I forgot how much fun this game was. I played it, in my youth, and I remember being fun. So I'm like, oh, let's see if it's still fun today. Still fucking fun today. It has like I'm surprised it has one of the deepest like combat systems like I've ever seen in like one of these types of games, because you can focus on like stand-up fighting, grappling, wrestling, environmental attacks, and okay, let me take it from the beginning. You make a character. There's 5 fighting styles to choose from. There's martial arts, which focuses on speed. And there's what else is there? There's street fighting, which is more on like upper body punches. There's kickboxing, which is like kicking and like, grapples. Well, not grapples so much, like, what kind of grapples? Like, MMA, like grabs and knees and elbows and stuff.
Yeah.
There's wrestling, which is like wrestling moves, picking people up, throwing them around. And then there's submissions, which is, grabbing people and breaking their arm or something. You pick one of those fighting styles. You could pick 2 more fighting styles you play through the game. And if you want to dump all your points into that one style, you can. So if you want to just pick martial arts 3 times, you'll just be maxed out in martial arts skills. You'll have the fastest attacks, and it changes your animations too. So your normal strikes and your kicks have different animations for their combo strings and their basic attacks, depending on which fighting style you pick. and it changes like the absolute fighting style that your character plays with. So like I picked martial arts, kickboxing, and submissions. So his attacks are very are a bit faster than normal, but I also have access to like the submission attacks and the grapples that the grappler has. It's so much fun, dude. And I've been fighting other characters that have totally different fighting styles, and everything's different. Their animations are different, the speed of their attacks are different. Like there's so much depth here, and you have to think like 5 fighting styles to choose from. Your character can max in 3 styles, so you can pick 2 of one style, 1 of another one, or all 3, or mix and match. There's got to be like 50 plus fighting styles that your character will develop into. And it's so much fun, just how much fun the game is. The combat's so in your face and visceral and bombastic that it's legitimately fun, like just picking people up, knocking them around, hearing the music go off as you like pull off a finisher on them. It's, oh my god, dude, it's a fucking blast. I wish these games would come back. I really do.
Yeah.
It is so much fun. You ever played Def Jam before?
Yeah. But it's been such a long time.
Yeah, dude. I picked this one up because I played the PSP port back in the day, and I remember it being a pretty good port.
I didn't even know this was on PC.
PSP.
I mean, yeah, PSP.
Yeah, it's specifically called like Fight for New York, like the Takeover. So there are some things that it has to concede with being on a portable system, but all in all, it's still a fun game. And yeah, I'm having a blast with it. I'm surprised like how good this game held up. I'm also playing TMNT Splintered Fate, which is like essentially Ninja Turtles Hades.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's fun as fuck. Like I'm not playing the console port that came out a little while ago. I'm playing the original Apple Arcade release. So I got like a little, not a backbone, but a backbone knockoff. So I'm gonna play games on my phone with a controller. And it's fun as fuck, dude. Like it's really fun. Like it's straight up just Hades with Ninja Turtles characters. There's a lot of dialogue. The characters acknowledge that they're going through like a cycle. So when you fight bosses, they'll like reminisce about how they whooped your ass or how you whooped their ass, and you go back and fight them. And there's interpersonal stories between the characters that develop as you make more runs and get successful. So yeah, straight up just Hades with Ninja Turtles. And I'm cool with that.
And with like co-op too.
And it's got co-op. It's got to 4-player co-op. So there you go.
This isn't on PC yet, which is
it's
crazy.
not on PC yet.
Yeah,
it's on Switch. I think that's it. Switch and like mobile.
Yeah.
And the Switch port's like $40. So like what? That's insane. That's insane to me to charge that much. Even Hades was like what, 25, 30? Like get the fuck out of here. That's way too much to be asking for that. But it is a fun game, I'll admit. It's a fun game. It's fully voice acted. So like that's cool. It's like trying to like have some production value to it. If you have Apple Arcade like I do, you can just play it. There's nothing you have to do special. If you don't, you have to buy a Switch port.
Are you playing this with a controller?
I told you I got like a little backbone knockoff attached to it. Yeah. So I'm playing with that, and it works. It works. It feels good to play. It's fun. Like I like Ninja Turtles. I fucks with Ninja Turtles, so I fucks with this game. Not a lot to like say after that. But it's definitely worth picking up. I don't know if it's worth the $40 the Switch port's asking for, but it's definitely worth playing if you already have Apple Arcade. It's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, I'll get that PC when it comes out.
Yeah, whenever it comes out.
Yeah.
Some quickie news. You got Ghost of Yotei. It's the Ghost of Tsushima sequel.
Yeah.
That people are pissed off about because it's got a lady as a main character. So
yeah, it's got a lady, and people don't like that. I mean,
yeah, what can I say, man? Gamers don't like women. That's just it's weird. It's weird. I love women, but I guess that's just me.
This shit looks fucking great, and the way they've been talking about it makes it sound like they've learned a little from that first game, Ghost of Tsushima. because it
Oh yeah.
is a lot of, you know, it's like an open world Assassin's Creed type of game. And so with that comes the expectation of, okay, well, how much repetitive content am I going to be doing, or how spread out is the, like, how fun is the environment going to be to explore? And they came out and was like, yeah, we're working towards making everything less repetitive and everything more fun. And like that's kind of what, not that, you know, that Ghost of Tsushima was small enough and like contained enough that it kind of does the like old school Grand Theft Auto thing where you don't get the entire fucking open world from the gate. You know, you get like a section in the beginning, and it's a pretty large section, but it's not the whole thing. So, and as you progress, you open up another section, and everything's kind of sectioned off, so it doesn't give you like everything at once and kind of overwhelm you. Like the
Yeah.
first game was good at that. So I think that's a good way to do it, where it's just like, yeah, this is a pretty big area, but it's not, we're not going to overwhelm you with absolutely everything right off the gate. And so yeah, I'm not sure how they're going to improve on. I would love to see what improvements they make to that game, but yeah, visually, I mean, that game is already stunning. This just looks
That's
incredible.
like incredible. Yeah, like
Incredible.
yeah, I didn't play the first Ghost of Tsushima, so
Oh
this looks
yeah.
interesting. Don't get me wrong, it looks cool.
Yeah. You got to play that first game. It's just, it's those Assassin's Creed games but done correctly, cuz it's just not filled with bullshit. Yeah. It's just like, it's a manageable level of open world, but it still keeps things fresh and interesting. Yeah. You know, it's not like, because towards like Valhalla, which I think is why they pivoted in Mirage, they kind of pivoted to going back to like classic shit. But dude, Valhalla was so bloated and long and just fatiguing. Uh and it was great that Tsushima came out and just was just not, it was like that but just way more manageable. Uh so yeah.
Yeah, which
So
I'm cool with. Like I said, I was just complaining I don't have enough time to like play as much as I want to. So,
yeah.
you know, any game that could like respect my time and knows when to stop, like I'm cool with.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it looks dope, and I'm excited to see when it comes out. I'll have to go back and play the first Ghost of Tsushima. I'll have to see when this one comes out. Horizon Zero Dawn Remaster is also releasing. It got a quick trailer. I
Yeah.
don't see the point in doing that. Like,
Yeah, I think from the way that some people I've seen explained is this is like a low cost, low effort thing for them that they can kind of just do on one hand to just kind of get it out and make some money off of it, but also to
yeah,
kind of to train to train their like new developers on uh how to make games. You know, they can put like their newbies on this and just train them up. You know, it's like a training exercise for some of
yeah.
the new talent, so they can kind of,
Which they,
you
they kind of have to do since they're firing everybody. So,
know. um, from what I understand, this is a Nixies joint, and Nixies are the ones responsible for all the good PC ports. When they first brought the original Horizon, I do not believe Nixies did that. That was before they brought Nixies in on it. Um, yeah, I think it was just in house like Gorilla worked on it, and the first, you know, the first one was like not great. It was not a great PC port. So
that's what I heard.
they're
I heard it
bringing
was
the,
good eventually, but
yeah, they put out a bunch of patches to make it better. So um but this one's getting worked on ground up. Nixies, who are responsible for all the good PC ports, they know what the fuck they're doing. So But also I think it's like $40. I think. Am I bullshitting? It's 50.
I
It's
don't
a
know.
50. It's a
50?
$50 game. But if you already have the original, it's just a $10 upgrade. So that's better than just you know should be free.
I agree.
Should be free for everyone, not just PC, but should be free for everyone if you already had the game. But $10, yeah, I would do that. I still haven't replayed this game once I got it. I got it on PC, but I still haven't replayed it. And I wasn't the biggest fan of this game, so not in love with it. But I do want to play it again because I didn't touch the DLC, which I hear the DLC was way better. Um, but yeah, I do want to go back to it. And yeah, I mean, it looks great. I mean, the original looked great. This looks better. So
Yeah, like the original always looked good. It's just, I was the same way. I wasn't too hot on it when it came out.
yeah, again, this is the Assassin's Creed shit, but in the opposite direction of Ghosts, where this was just this just felt very derivative of Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, all that open world bullshit. This just felt like it was just doing that and like didn't really have an identity of its own beyond the cool ass dinosaur shit. Like that shit is cool as fuck. I love that about it, and like visually extremely impressive. But then there's a part where you like play the game, and it's just very Far Cry. Very Shadow of Mordor, where you hide in the tall grass, you whistle, and one guy comes over, you murder that guy, and you just do that over and over again. It's the same shit that I said about Star Wars Outlaws. Like games are still doing that. And this game did that, and it's not better. It was not good in Star Wars Outlaws. It wasn't good here.
It is insane to me that everyone's copying the same like stealth formula off of each other. But fucking Phantom Pain has been out for like how long already? Like 5+ years, and no one's copying that. Like, get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, well, it's like it's harder making actually good mechanics. But
you don't have to make it. Phantom Pain already did it. Like, just copy that.
But people fucking love this game, despite all that. People fucking love this, and I look at it and I go, I've been there, done that. I don't know. So, the story's interesting, and visually it's impressive. But other than that,
yeah,
yeah, it just wasn't hitting for me.
yeah, it's there's I don't know. I didn't really get into Horizon. It looks cool, but I don't know. I'm not going to pick up this remaster because I wasn't too impressed with what I played on PS4.
Yeah. It's good if you've never played an Assassin's Creed or Shadow of Mordor or Far Cry or any of those games. If you've never played any of those, you love this game.
Yeah.
But me, who's played every single one of those, I'm like, this is just doing everything that those games did. So, that's a problem. I think with context, you come into this knowing, where all of the shit that it's doing comes from. So,
yeah, it doesn't really do anything new for me. So it's not my cup of tea. I'm gonna skip it for now. Maybe later I'll get into it, but we'll see what happens. What else was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, like there's a new Yakuza. Is this a game? It's not an expansion, right? It's like a game.
this is a game, yeah.
Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Which, fucking weird premise, but I'm into it. I'm into it. It's part of the Like a Dragon series, and you play as, I don't know that guy's name, but he's like a main antagonist for mainline Yakuza games. And you're a fucking pirate. You're just a pirate in Hawaii, like an old school, like Arg walk the plank pirate. And I'm into that. I think I'm into that. He's got a fucking parrot and everything.
Dude, I'm going to have to play all the Yakuza games. I don't know. At some point, they pivoted into, like, once they started calling it Like a Dragon, they've pivoted into it being way more interesting, I guess, for me. Even though those Yakuza games are interesting,
So they've always had some kind of wacky shit in them, like
yeah, but this is like way wackier than in my for me. It's way more interesting. These like recent ones.
I played Kiwami. That's the only one I played. I haven't played any of the other Yakuza games. And Goro, that's his fucking name. Goro, that's the name of the guy. That guy Goro, there's a mechanic where he randomly shows up and beats the fuck out of you. That's his whole shtick. That's an ongoing quest for the entire game. He'll randomly show up and beat the fuck out of you. And it's not like, hey, I'm here, let's fight. It's like the game sets it up, there's another sub-quest happening. And then he's like, surprise, it's me. I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you now.
What is the objective for the quest?
So the objective is to like fight him off, and when you get these like unique fights, I'm trying to remember it specifically, but basically the story of the game is that you went to prison for a crime you didn't do, you're taking the fall for somebody. And by the time you come out, your skills have all like atrophied. And Goro's like, oh bro, this is embarrassing. I used to be the shit. And now you're just shit. So I'm gonna do you a favor. And you're like, please don't do me any favors. He's like, I'm gonna challenge you and randomly try to beat the fuck out of you so you can like get your skills back. And as you do that, you unlock this like specific fighting style. And you can only get points for it by completing these like random quests he like pulls you into. And they get fucking wild, dude. Like, there's one where like you hear like a woman screaming and you go to help her. And it sounds like a woman like talking. She's like, I need help. And he turns around and he's like, it's me, Goro. And he fucking punches you in the chest. No, he pulls a knife on you. He's like, we're fighting now. And he fights you like in a fucking dress. It's so wild, dude. Like, I can't imagine that's like the most creative he gets, but he gets creative with like how he's fucking with you. And he'll randomly just show up. He'll pop out of trash cans and be like, you and me, let's fight now. And there's no prep time. There's no like skipping it. It's like, no, you're fighting Goro now. So the games have always been kind of wacky. It's just I feel like they might be either they're doubling down on it now, or it's just more apparent how wacky they are.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm into it. This game looks dope. I'm gonna once I finish this one, because all the Yakuza games are on Game Pass, so I think I'm just gonna go play through all of them. Just like fuck it, just give myself something to do.
Yeah, I have them all on Steam.
Yeah, you told me. I have them all on Game Pass. I might as well just like play them. Another game people are pissed off about, Assassin's Creed Shadows, got delayed to February 14th.
Oh yeah,
that's another game people are mad about. Yeah.
They came out about this, and I think it's some of the statements they made around this, not necessarily about the delay, but just the stuff surrounding the reasons for the delay and the stuff they're going to do about it is more interesting than I think the delay itself. So they're delaying the game, Assassin's Creed Shadows, to February 14th, but they're also saying we're departing from the traditional season pass model. All players will be able to enjoy the game at the same time on February 14th. So if you remember, if you know what typical Ubisoft rollout is, they'll put up a game and the game will come out, but they'll have like 12 different versions of that game that you can pre-order that all give you like different levels of access to it. So it'd be like, hey, if you get the premium edition, you get 3 days head start, or you'll get, they have the fucking flow charts of release pre-orders. Seems like they're not doing that anymore. They just put the fucking game out. If you pre-order, you get the expansion for free. That's it. Um, but also, all of their games will release on Steam on day one, which is crazy because, again, it's another thing. They've not been putting their games on Steam, or they've been putting them out like way later.
Yeah.
So they're going to be putting their games out on Steam, starting with Star Wars Outlaws, which they just came out and said that Star Wars Outlaws sales have been softer than expected. They're just coming out and saying that game didn't do well.
Yeah, which, like, yeah.
They're going to put it out on Steam on the November 21st, and they're going to commit to updating and fixing the game in whatever way. I don't know what they're going to do to that game. The way they've been talking about it is weird, with the stealth sections being they state the early game stealth sections, which I don't have a problem with any of that. It was more of the later, like, mid game stealth sections that kind of seemed broken to me, but I don't even know.
Oh yeah.
Well, because it has like straight up like you get caught, you fail stealth, and I think the early game.
Okay.
But I'm not totally sure because I never got caught. So
yeah, I'm not sure what their plan is with it, and I am excited to hear that they're like doing some consumer friendly stuff, moving away from the season pass model. Releasing on Steam day one. But the game has a woman and a black guy as a playable character, so nobody wants to touch it.
Yeah, that thing you showed me, they have like a Google Doc listing all the woke games, is fucking crazy.
Yeah, and it's fucking dumb because they pick the dumbest. They have 3 categories. It's like, don't play, too woke. What is it? There's like basically the categories are like, don't play, it's too woke, and a little woke, but it's okay. And like not woke at all.
What do they determine as okay?
I'll have to go through the doc again, but I think I saw Life is Strange was on there, and that was okay for some fucking reason. But like Elden Ring was like, no, because the game has you pick a body type instead of like male, female. Which is fucking ridiculous. Miles Morales is like a no. It's like, oh, because it's got a black protagonist who overshadows the white Peter Parker. It's like, yeah, it's his fucking game. It's named after him. Are you fucking with me now? Like, did you go to the Venom movie and get pissed off? It's like, oh, Venom really overshadowed Peter Parker in this. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, I wasn't. This list is like way more in depth than. Are they trying to like chronicle every fucking game ever made?
I guess so.
Yeah,
here we go. It's like not recommended, informational, which is like in the middle. Yeah. So like, let's go through informational. This thing is like dog shit, by the way. It's not like alphabetized. It's a bunch of random shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Life is Strange is on here. And it says contains subtly pro LGBTQ plus messaging, optional homosexual romance. These are not recommended. Fucking Elden Ring is on here because it contains overtly pro LGBTQ plus messaging, uses body type in place of biological sex during character creation. Like, what the fuck? You can't even be like consistent in your shit.
Yeah, this is.
Fucking Witcher 3 is on here as informational. That is the gayest fucking game I've ever played in my life. Are you fucking kidding me? And like, Jesus. Yeah, contains subtly pro LGBTQ plus messaging. Several minor characters provide exposition regarding their experiences as homosexual individuals. The exposition includes light social commentary. Oh my god, dude. Like, they can't even be consistent with this shit, dude. That's so ridiculous.
Yeah,
fucking Dark Souls 2 is informational. Contains subtly pro LGBTQ plus messaging. There's a gender swap coffin and things betwixt that allows the player character to change back and forth between male and female. Okay, but Elden Ring, that's like too overt. It's LGBTQ messaging, and the fact that it uses body type instead of male female designations. Okay, whatever. I shared that with you because it's so fucking brain rot and dumb. Like I had to like share this with someone to make fun of it, dude. I couldn't believe this thing existed. Like
there's a part of me that just thinks that this is all an elaborate joke.
It feels like it, but people take this shit seriously, and it's not like this doc didn't come out of nowhere. It came from the there's a Steam curation page, like woke detector or something on Steam, and that's where they got this data from. It's so goddamn stupid, dude. Like, at what point do you like do this and not realize that like you're just as annoying as like the woke shit that you claim to like hate? Like, when do you how far into this doc do you get before you realize, oh god, I'm the snowflake? I'm not gonna play fucking Elden Ring, you know, which was game of the year because of a body slider. I'm not gonna play fucking, look at this list, Marvel Spider-Man Remastered because of overtly LGBTQ plus imagery with prominently displayed pride flags. A pride flag doesn't let you play one of the best Spider-Man games to come out in the past like 10 years. Really. A Hat in Time is on here for its online party DLC, which contains overtly LGBTQ plus imagery. There's a transgender pride flag in the sewers. My god, dude. My god, dude. Shut the fuck up. Go touch some grass. Jesus Christ.
There's a comment in their Steam group from a user that says, I refuse to use YouTube. YouTube is a left-wing corporation, but is making this comment on Steam, which is not.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's exhausting, dude. It must be exhausting, like getting this pissed off at everything. And I don't see the reason for it. People want to complain. It's like, oh, they're shoving it down our throats. Shoving what down your throat? Like, it's just there. It exists. I could walk to work and see a pride flag. Like, what is it that, like, upsets you about this? These people just hate minorities. They hate gay people. They just don't want to admit it. So they make up this bullshit being offended. Like, oh, it's overt. It's in your face. They're pushing it down your throat. There's an agenda. It's like, dude, just shut the fuck up. I'd have more respect for you if you just admitted you don't like gay people. Just admit it. Are you worried that you think a cock might taste yummy and you don't want to like be tempted? Is that like your problem? That's got to be it. These people must be curious what cock tastes like, and that thought like scares them. So any imagery, they're like, I can't play this game. Like,
yeah, they mark anything. It says female frontline combatants. I don't think Ghost of Tsushima has any LGBT stuff in it whatsoever. I mean, maybe it does, but it's not. It's definitely not overtly.
Where is that? Is that in the not recommended?
Not recommended, all the way at the bottom, I think. Yeah, but then it says many frontline female combatants, and authority figures. So that must be what it really is they don't like seeing women in positions of power.
That's what it is, dude. It's so fucking frustrating. Like, what's in the recommended list? Like, what's okay for people to play? It's like, oh, there's no woke content in here. Let's go through this really quick. Fucking Cave Story Plus has no woke content. Borderlands Enhanced has no woke content. Metro Last Light has fucking front-facing female fighters, you stupid fucks.
It sure does. Yeah, it does.
What the fuck? Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, so
Metro
does
Exodus
Cave
too.
Story.
Yeah, Curly Brace is like a main character.
Borderlands has all the women in that are like all the women in
Left
Borderlands.
4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2 have no woke content, despite having like a female character who's on par with the other male characters.
Witcher 1 and 2.
That's what I'm saying, dude. They're making shit up here. Like, BioShock 2 Remastered contains no woke content. BioShock 2, which introduced the big sister, like Oh, I don't know. It sounds woke to me. You know, they're eliminating men with powerful women. It sounds like woke content to me.
Final Fantasy 6 and 13, both featuring women lead characters.
Also, I'm like 90% sure in Final Fantasy 13, like Fang and Vanille are like a lesbian couple. I'm like 90% sure. Like they don't admit it, but like the way they talk to each other, the way they hold to each other, like they're like they're a gay couple. They just don't say it.
I mean, even if not, I think like Vanille is like woke in a way.
Fang, absolutely. Like, you know, she's like this big, strong, badass, like dragoon. But no, that game's not woke. One of your summons is like some lesbian bicycle that like scissors to make a motorcycle. That's like a summon in that game, but oh, that's not like overt. Like whatever. You can make the argument it's like, oh well, it's not like a pro-LGBT thing, it's like a male gaze thing. Okay, it sounds pretty woke to me to justify it like that, so
Days Gone has LGBT stuff. I'm almost certain.
that's what I'm saying, dude. These people are just making shit up. Like,
Yeah.
also, what is woke? Is it just like gay and minority stuff? Is that it? Because I feel like
Well, no, it's like
there's-
female
Yeah.
leads, women in positions of power, which was enough to get not recommended for Ghost of Tsushima. Female frontline combatants and authority figures. So
Half-Life Alex has no woke content. Half-Life Alex.
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, this is stupid, so
This is stupid. That's what I'm saying. That's why I shared it with you. It's so fucking dumb, dude. Like,
but that's why
It's
I,
like-
ju-
it's
I
a-
cannot take this. I can't take it
I
seriously.
can't,
man,
dude.
'cause
I
it's so-
feel like I can't. It's just so dumb and there's like so much here that is so stupid. Wait a minute, hold on. What the fuck? Okay, so Bloodstained, not the Ritual of the Night, but the NES style ones. Those are both
Yeah.
in the recommended list containing no woke content. But Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is on the informational because of DEI messaging with the main character being female. According to producer Kogi Igarashi, the protagonist was originally designed to be male, but was changed to female to better satisfy Americans.
How does
What?
that? Oh, is it because it was supposed to be a male, but they changed it to a female?
I guess.
That makes it woke. Not that it was originally intended to be a female, but they changed it from a male to a female.
Yeah, but
That
that
makes
character
it
is
woke.
playable in the fucking NES style games. So by that logic, you should take those games off the list too. But no, those are fine. Those have no woke content. Like, what the fuck? Like, get out of here, dude. Like, this is what I'm saying. It's bullshit. Like,
But how would they know unless they came out and said, "No, yeah, this was originally a male, but we changed it."
according to
don't-
the article, according to this like sheet, Kogi Igarashi said that, but they, of
Well, I'm
course, they
saying-
have no link to where he said that or like their source here.
I'm just saying they only know that because he apparently said that. But there could be times where no one said anything, but they changed the character, and you just would never know.
Also, let's be honest here, right? Like these guys, these people that are complaining. I'm gonna say guys. It's mostly guys, right? Complaining about this stuff. Miriam's power in that game is that she has these shards right on her body. So she shows off her back to like absorb these shards to get her power. I guarantee if that was a male character, it would still end up on the list because like a guy with like a colored pattern on his back is like taking his shirt off to like absorb powers. Like they would call that game gay immediately if they stuck with a male character and kept everything the same. But no, like this game's too woke because it's a female character that was supposed to be a male character, which they don't cite the source of. It's just trust me, bro. Like
yeah,
whatever.
But like they have Final Fantasy 13 on it. I'm pretty sure like Lightning was just supposed to be Cloud. Even her name is a callback to, you know, those male characters like Cloud and Squall. You know, her name is also like a weather term derived from, yeah. I don't know. These guys are fucking stupid. So
yeah, it is. I'm saying this stuff is stupid. Also, if you want to be technical, like Final Fantasy 13 is also like very woke too, because like Lightning is like the main character of the game.
she's the strongest character in the game. Yeah,
She's the strongest character in the game. She overshadows everybody else. Yeah.
And she's not the only one. It's like Fang and Vanille and
yeah. You look at all the characters there. It's like, you know, there's Snow. You know, the blonde guy, but he's not even like a DPS character. His whole thing is like defending people. And Lightning is constantly like, yeah, and his whole and Lightning is constantly
all the like belittling him, like bitches.
Yeah, and Lightning's constantly like letting him know that. Lightning is constantly letting him know that. Like, that dude was supposed to marry his sister. She's like, you're not good enough for my sister. You're a fucking pussy. Yeah. And he just takes it. But no, that game's not woke though. Like, get the fuck out of here. I don't know, man. I think cucking like one of the main characters is like kind of woke, right? He's doing some beta shit, you know. All those guys there are fucking beta males, and the woman's putting them in their place. Like, that's not woke to you? You know, based on your standards here?
It's because it was Troy Baker's breakout role, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're giving this way too much time. Way more time than it deserves. But yeah, it's fucking stupid. Like, these guys, this whole list is fucking stupid. Everyone who, like, supports this is fucking stupid. And if you're offended that I'm calling you fucking stupid, good, because you're fucking stupid. Like, I don't know. I'll never... God damn, just play the fucking game, dude. Like, I don't understand. Like,
I like there's people on their like thing that's like, hey, should I buy this game? Is it woke? Is it okay to buy this? And I think that's funny.
That is so funny. That's like some sheep shit, dude. Like, all these like, oh, I don't let like the media tell me how to think. Sure do love like having other people tell them what to think and buy. Like,
yeah.
Whatever. That is so wild to me, dude. Like,
oh no, I have one of my friends is in this group.
Get the fuck out of here, yeah?
Someone's on my friend list in this group.
You should message him right now. Be like, bro, explain yourself. Like,
oh, I don't think I know this person actually. I think he's just a rando I found.
Okay, that's fine then. Yeah. That's acceptable. You just unfriend him and call it a day. Yeah. And these people who are like, who I know are going to make the comment, like, oh, we're just going to unfriend someone with the different political beliefs. Yeah, you won't fucking even touch a game because of different political beliefs. So don't even start with that shit. Which, by the way, most of this political messaging is just like, hey, we're people too, and we should get representation. Like, it's so weird to me that like games have become so diverse and such varied experiences and creative, and everyone's just like, but I just want to play a normal, boring white guy, which was like the shit that we made fun of when that was like the popular thing back in the day. Remember that?
Yeah.
Like every first-person shooter was like some like middle-aged or younger white guy with like a short haircut, and people made fun of that. And now it's like, no, I want that back though. Like, come on, dude. Like, Jesus Christ. All right. Well, you're giving this way more time than it deserves to get. Like, fuck this whole list. Fuck this whole list and fuck the people who think this way. Game releases. We got a couple games coming out. We got Cryptmaster dropping October 3rd for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X. We got Ichi Chibi Edition dropping on Switch. Kill Knight dropping on PC, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X. This game actually looks good. Have you seen that game yet, Kill Knight?
I've seen it on like people talking about it.
Yeah, it looks dope.
I haven't like seen it yet.
It looks dope. Like that trailer like sold me on it.
Very stylized.
Yeah. It's like a Diablo mixed with like Devil May Cry.
Say no more.
I'm into it. MechWarrior 5 Clans dropping on PC, PS5, and Series X. Meiji Tokyo, Renka, Full Moon dropping on PC and Switch. Parcel Course dropping on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. We got Refined Self, the personality test game, dropping on Switch. Victory Heat Rally dropping on PC and mobile. You can follow up. You paid for Victory Heat Mobile? Is it woke?
It is not woke.
Does it have overt DEI messaging? Did the developers say, oh, the character is supposed to be male, but we changed it to female, and then you're not going to source it?
No, there was none of that in there. This is a approved. This is recommended. Yeah, no, I played this in the demo derby.
Yeah.
It's just a fun little arcade racing game. Drifting, fucking jumping, doing flips and shit. Fucking going fast. It's good.
That sounds cool. I can fuck with that. That sounds awesome.
You know what? There's different characters. One of them might be trans. So we're going to have to go back and investigate.
Oh my God, man. That is... I hope... half of me hope this becomes an ongoing joke. Another half of me hopes it doesn't. I know. So it's like a rally racing game. Is that it?
Not really. It's just... They just have rally in the title, but it's just like an arcade racing. Like you're just drifting, fucking, yeah, just going fast, hitting boosts, fucking knocking out other racers. It's yeah, it's just a go fast game. Drift and go fast. That's it. It's fun doing tricks and stunts. Yeah, slalom.
I'm into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm into that. I fuck with that. I like me some good, like, arcadey games.
Yeah. Soundtrack. I think I remember the soundtrack being dope. Yeah. Really cool. Scoutfold?
Yeah, Scoutfold. Into the Fray. That game looked good. Looks like a... Is this the one I'm thinking of? I should probably like open it before I just start talking shit, because I think this is the one I'm thinking of. That looks like Castlevania.
Looks... No.
No, this is not what I was thinking of. What is this?
I don't know. It looks different.
Liberate the Isle of Portland. You gotta change that name, dude. Portland doesn't sound cool enough. I'm just saying,
Portland.
like, you can name
Rains
anything called Portland. Really?
Storms every day.
Yeah, I'm a knight from the faraway lands of Seattle. My father originated overseas in Nebraska. I don't know, you gotta be more creative, man. Like, come on. Yeah, this looks interesting. Like, it's like a top-down twin-stick action game. I'm into it. It was a demo. Check out the demo.
Yeah. It's really,
looks cool.
Looks indie AF.
Yeah, it does.
It's kind of got a style to it.
Yeah. We got SpongeBob SquarePants, a Patrick Star game. Finally, Patrick's getting his own game.
I did not know this was coming out so soon.
I didn't know it's coming out. I didn't know it's coming out at all.
I think they showed
Is this
the
technically
trailer.
woke too? Because like Patrick's a person of color. You know, he's pink.
DEI. He's
Yeah.
mentally handicapped.
He's also a starfish. I think that's like an underrepresented like minority group in Bikini Bottom.
Star symbolism for homosexuality.
Oh man. I mean, I don't know, man. He walks around shirtless all the time. SpongeBob's his best friend. You know, they're always playing, quote unquote, out in Jellyfish Fields. You know, where nobody could see them. I don't know, man. Sounds gay to me. They're trying to indoctrinate your kids, man. You mean to tell me like two guys in their 20s, you know, no girlfriends, just hang out with each other all the time? They're just friends, yeah?
Yeah.
You want to tell me that guy with Oscar Wilde was his roommate too? Get the fuck out of here! Like,
Oscar Wilde.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you ever look up like old like famous like historical people, like Oscar Wilde is a good example. I think it was Oscar Wilde, but there's this trend of like history remembering historical figures that might have been gay. And instead of acknowledging that, they're like, oh yeah, he lived with his roommate until he died or something. I think, God, there's one that's like a really blatant example. I can't remember. Some writer. And it was like, oh yeah, she never married, she never had kids, but she had her best friend and they were roommates till the day she died. Something like that. I'm drawing parallels to that SpongeBob and Patrick's relationship. Yeah. Yeah, the joke's a bit of a thinker, but I thought it was clever. Anywho, Sword Art Online, Fractured Daydreams, dropping on PC, Switch, PS5, and Series X. Until Dawn, dropping on PC and PS5. And Zero, the Kamikaze Squirrel, dropping on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X. What is this game, Zero?
Is this racist? Is this a racist caricature of a...
I think it's woke for you to ask that, man.
Is it? Oh, you know, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go into the... Put this game in recommended.
Go to your timeout corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want you to go into your corner and I don't want you to come back till you say at least like 6 racial slurs. I don't know what the hell this game is. What is this game? I'm looking at it right now and I'm like, what is this?
Well, it's just that the way they drew the squirrels kind of looks like one of those like racist caricatures of you know, from like World War II.
A little bit, like, oh god, he got the buck teeth and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a squirrel though, so I can kind of excuse the buck teeth. He doesn't have like the
that's
eyes.
Why they could get away with it.
You think like they made him a squirrel just to get away with like a racist caricature?
So yeah, you know, we made him a, you know, he's a grape ape, but you know, he just happens to be black.
Oh man, there's this animated movie called Fritz the Cat. It's by Ralph Bakshi. He's a fantastic figure in animation, and it's like an X-rated like cartoon, and all the cops are like pigs. And all the black characters are crows. It's really fucking funny. It is so goddamn funny. It's like Fritz the Cat is one of my favorite movies. It is like legitimately hilarious.
I read a headline that Kendrick Lamar is working with the South Park guys.
Oh yeah?
Musical called Slave Comedy.
Oh my god, I'm into that. I'm into that, like, dude.
I thought I was reading a headline from The Onion or something, just because of how bizarre that sounded. But it's real. It's real.
I'm into that, dude. Like, I haven't seen Book of Mormon, but I heard Book of Mormon is like incredible.
Yeah, yeah.
Even the Mormon church wasn't like offended. They just like sent out pamphlets like, hey, if you like the Book of Mormon, you can learn more about Mormons at this link.
Yeah. For what I hear about Mormons, they seem pretty okay with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can take a joke. Like,
yeah.
Mormons can take a joke. Like, and I'm cool with, I respect that. I respect that you can take a joke.
The squirrel game is part of the Arrow the Acrobat series. So
I don't know what that is. Are there other like vaguely racist characters in those two?
As far as I know, not in that game. Not in that game.
Oh, we're having too much fun with this.
Oh, see, in the fucking look at this shit. In the gameplay, see in the artwork, they took off his headband has the fucking rising sun on it.
Okay, yeah, and his name's Zero the
Zero.
Kamikaze.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll put that in the maybe pile. Like
yeah. We'll put that
it's there if you're looking.
informational.
Yeah, I'll put that there if you're looking for it. It's there. But it's like it's not steady. Like it's a House of Cards racist. Like a tough wind and it's all coming down, man. Like Jesus Christ. Oh my God, this is an interesting episode. What else you got? October 7th, we have Disney Pixel RPG dropping on mobile. Kill the Crows dropping on Switch. Kind Worlds 2, Lo-Fi City Pop dropping on PC. Never heard of that one.
This Disney Pixel RPG. Is never mind. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah, no, it doesn't. This is not good.
Well, I can't tell.
Oh, okay.
I thought this was a Kingdom Hearts reference here, but I can't tell.
Fun fact: Disney owns Kingdom Hearts, like 100%.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, I thought like Square Enix owned like the Kingdom Hearts characters, like Sora and Axel and all of them, but no, Disney owns all of that.
So they should be in this game.
They should be.
I feel like this looks like a Heartless almost, and then it almost looks like there's like a. This one
I can't see. You're not sharing your screen with me, so I can't see.
Oh, it's on the stream. But even though Sora is made to look like Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, that's the thing people don't understand. He's like made to look like he's made to fit in that like old school like cartoon aesthetic, but with like a modern like theming to it.
They made a character here that looks like Sora looking like Mickey Mouse, almost like a a reference to the reference.
All right, I'm pulling up the stream now so I can see it because I'm not going through that.
All you do is click the link for the thing, but
that straight up just looks like Sora. Yeah.
But actual like gameplay here. I would like to see a video. I would like to see this in action. Oh, there's a trailer here. Yeah, I don't know. The RPG. I don't know. It sounds like the idea sounds like it could be interesting. I just wanted to like see it.
Yeah, I think it's just like looks like an idle RPG though.
I mean,
one of those like.
I'm into idle games. I'm still playing.
Not idle, but like.
Obelisk Miner.
Yeah, not like an idle game like those. Final Fantasy had one, like those auto battler like.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha RPGs, yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah. Oh yeah, gotcha game. I didn't even think about that.
I mean, a pixel-based old school RPG with Disney characters would be fucking cool. Like I'd play that.
Yeah.
Get Square on it. Have the Dragon Quest guys work on it. Yeah, I'd fuck with that.
Well, I don't know if that's what they're doing.
That's not what they're doing. That's not what they're doing at all. That's how I want them. I didn't see you commenting on there, Hambo. Thank you so much for joking around with us here. It's good to be around like-minded individuals.
I would hope that our audience is not made up of any of the fucking woke assholes.
The anti-woke assholes,
yeah.
Yeah, I hope so too. Like, that shit's infuriating to me. Like, I'm still going on about it, but I said I would stop. But it's just, it's I don't like bullshit arguments. I don't like bullshit arguments. I don't
Or
like
there's
bad
no
faith
argument.
arguments.
There's no argument other than I don't like this, therefore.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, they're free to not like it, and they're free to like make a list of things that they don't like.
But I'm also free to like rip into them and call them a bunch of pussies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. They're a bunch of pussies.
Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred, October 8th. I will be playing this. Hopefully, I'm going to try to play it all night. I know Anella said in the chat that this was her favorite game. And she's been playing it since it came out. If that is the case, Anella, you got to join us. You got to join us for some of this. I bought the game on Steam. Bought it on Steam. It's on sale right now. Not the DLC, but like the base game is. So
maybe next week when I get paid, I'll pick it up because I told you I'm doing renovations, so a lot of my money's going to that right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I will be playing this, and I'm just fucking excited, man, because they've changed. Not only are they adding, they're doing so much on one day, man, because they're doing like a version, like a 2.0 update of the game that changes everything at like a base level, but then also adding the seasonal content, and then also adding an expansion all at the same time, and it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it looks great. Even if like you say, even if you're not like getting the expansion, like they're adding so much shit to the base game, like there's still a reason for me to pop that in, to boot that game up October 8th. Just with like the new stuff to the seasonal content and the just everything's changing.
Yeah.
So I'm into it. I fucks with it. One of my agents at work is like super into Diablo too, so it's a bummer him and I can't play together. But him and I will talk occasionally about like what we're playing, and he's excited for like the new updates and stuff too. Like I'm really stoked.
Oh, you can't play together because of
yeah. I'm like I'm a supervisor. Rules. Yeah, I'm a supervisor, so we can't be friends outside of work.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, a little bit.
I played Diablo with my direct supervisors. Not Diablo, Destiny. My boss gave me his copy of The Order 1886, and I got the platinum trophy in it in like 2 days, and then gave it back to him. It's like, this game sucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can't do that. Yeah, I can't do that. I can't be friends with like any of my agents. It's a huge bummer. Like they're super strict about it. If we're friends, like one of us has to leave. And since it's my team, it's not going to be me. Yeah, it's a bummer, but like I can see why they do that, because like, you know, if I'm playing Diablo with this guy like every weekend, and then time for raises comes around, he gets a big raise because he's actually working really well, right? And I give him a raise. Or I give him a good review and he gets a raise, and then like outside looking in, it's like they don't see the work he's doing, right? And everyone thinks like, oh, we just gave him a raise because they play Diablo every weekend or something.
Yeah. But man, dude, Diablo is just such a good fucking game, man. It's amazing to see the transformation between like launch and where it is now is incredible. And
yeah.
Again, I know we said earlier, I guess in the pre-show, that you know, it's a full price game. It's a $70 game, but it has, you know, a battle pass, and it has a cash shop, and it has all this shit. But I feel like that doesn't devalue the quality of the game, you know? It's just such a good fucking game. And on top of that, I super appreciate the level of commitment the developers have to just staying transparent with everyone.
Yeah.
You know, doing the fireside chats like they've just been super dedicated to just listening to the feedback, listening to the players, giving people what they want. They open the public test realm. People can go in
Yeah.
there and give them direct feedback, and they can enact changes based on what people are actually feeling, based on like that the live experiences that they're having, and it's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Like I don't
It's
know,
really good.
I don't know if I've seen any other live service game being as direct with its fan base as these guys have been. It's been and as publicly as they've been, because you know you can always like everyone has their like forums that you can go into, and then you can chat with like the devs there on like their own platform. But
Yeah.
Blizzard's out on they're on YouTube, they're on Twitch, they're on Twitter, they're on TikTok live on every platform they can be
Yeah.
on, saying here's what we're doing. Here's a 3 hour long thing. We're telling you what changes we're making, and it's been fucking great. It's great. I just love it. So I
Yeah,
have
I
to
love it too. I'm into it.
give them all the credit in the world for that.
Same. I love it. I'm into it. Anelia says she uses a controller. That's cool. So does Wasabi.
Yeah, you have to. It's a video game, so.
I'm just saying, man. There's an optimal play style. And for me, that's with the mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, man, that's the beauty of PC gaming. You can play however you like.
Yep. There we go. And we're gonna respect each other because we're not King Thrash. Well, no, you see, you gotta use a controller. Oh my god.
We got squares and X's up in here. All right. We got circles. We doing geometry.
What you got? You got Q's and W's and WASDs? Alphabet soup? That's not a game. That's taxes.
You Chef Boyardee over there? You Gerber? Nah. It's PlayStation.
Oh
See, we real gamers over here. The motherfucker's entertaining, man. Okay, I give him that. He's entertaining as fuck.
He's entertaining in the same way like Alex Jones is entertaining. Like it's funny watching him just say just outrageous shit without any sort of like backing. But it's also kind of scary how many people like take it seriously.
But that's the same thing that like the anti-woke motherfuckers. I feel
That's
like everyone that's the power and the scary part of like the internet, is because it used to be hard if you were into like fucking BDSM to find other people who were into that shit. But now with the power of the internet, you can just go and type in, "Hey, I like BDSM. Who else is into this shit?" And then you get like 1,000 motherfuckers like, "Oh my god, I thought I was the only one." And yeah, see, and that's, you know, people can come together on some crazy shit like that.
Yeah, but on the opposite side of that, you also have people who like, same example, right? Who like have a bad faith description of what BDSM is, and that information gets out, and everyone thinks the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nella said there's probably a Discord for that. Yeah, absolutely. There's a Discord for everything now.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised. I think most like OnlyFans creators have like their own like personal Discord.
Yeah.
So you can just like talk with other people who are like into the same butthole as you are. Like it's beautiful, kind of.
Anyone have the February 7th butthole? It's like, oh yeah, I got them all archived by Tone.
You want to hear the fucking best comment I've ever seen in my life, dude?
Yeah.
I was on Reddit. There's an Ask Reddit thread. Someone was like, "What's an underrated sexual experience that you think more people should try?" And the top comment was making love with the love of your life, knowing she loves you equally and you'll be together forever. I also saw a dude get his ass ate so good he came completely hands free, and that seems like it'd be nice.
Yeah,
I just saw that. I was like, the fuck it. That's the duality of man right there. Like, I want to have a beautiful, loving relationship, but I also want to get my asshole ate. Like,
Yeah.
that's man right there. We're animal. That's just a reminder that as smart as we are, right, and how introspective we can be, we're animals at the end of the day. The animals get their ass ate. Oh my god, we're a video game podcast, everybody. Yeah, Diablo 4 looks good. I'm working when it comes out. It's gonna be coming out on Tuesday, so I'll be working, but most likely after work, I'll be able to get on that.
Yeah, I'll be on Tuesday night, all night.
Cool. After I put Junior down to bed, I'll hop on. I'll probably be up all night with you.
It actually comes out Monday night. It's a worldwide release, so it's really Monday night.
Gotcha. Well, we'll get a whole head start ahead of me, so I'll hop on Tuesday night after I put Junior down to bed. And if you're still on, I'll hop on with you guys. And Neely, if you're still on, I'll play with you guys too. What else we got going on? Oh shit, Silent Hill 2 is coming out.
Silent Hill 2, PC, PS5.
Oh my god, that's coming out already.
There's positive talk about this.
Really?
In Japan. Well, Famitsu, they put out scores for this in Metaphor Re-Fantasio, and it wasn't like perfect. It was like 37, 38. So for anyone who's unfamiliar, Famitsu, their perfect score is a 40. Because they give it to 4 different people, and those 4 people can give up to 10 out of 10. So if all 4 of them give 10s, then it's a 40.
Yeah, only a couple games have ever hit 40s though.
Early on, but then they've started giving weird ass 40s. Like Nintendogs got a 40, and then they started giving them away pretty liberally. But
there's like 30 games on the perfect score list. These games include Soul Calibur, okay, Wind Waker, right, Nintendogs. Debatable, but I'll argue it's perfect at what it's trying to do. Final Fantasy 12 is on here.
Yeah, see, that's
Bayonetta's on here. Bayonetta's good, but a 40, really?
Yeah, see,
that original PS3 release, you give that a perfect score, really?
Well, yeah, it depends on what platform you're on for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, they didn't review the Xbox version, right? Like, the PS3 version came out first, and Japan doesn't fuck with Xbox, so they must have played the PS3 version.
Yeah, they must.
And they gave that a 40. Oh, I gotta say, man. Version. Yeah, that's the worst version to play. It's a good game. Don't get me wrong, I love it, but that original version is fucking hard to play, man. The frame rate's super inconsistent. The screen tearing's really bad. Like, it's got shitty performance. So, Kid Icarus Uprising got a 40. Ugh. Death Stranding got a 40. Ugh.
See, they've they're Japanese, so they lean more into those Japanese ass games. But I don't know.
Ghost of Tsushima got a 40.
Yeah.
It's weird to me that, like, yeah, this is a little, like, consistent for me. There's a couple here I could argue a 44. Like, Nintendogs might not be your cup of tea, but it does what it's supposed to do perfectly, right? It's set out to be a very specific type of game. It might not be for everybody, but it does that type of game it tries to do perfectly. So I will argue, I can argue a 40 for that. But Bayonetta on PS3, nah, that is not a 40. That is not a perfect game.
Yeah.
That's hard. That's far from perfect. Final Fantasy 12 too. That's another one that's not perfect. We know it's not perfect because it got like a fucking, international edition a year later that fixed all the shit that wasn't perfect about it. So, Yeah, a little suspicious here. Fucking Elden Ring got a 39. What held that back?
That's I mean, I'm not even biggest Elden Ring fan, but they're supposed to give that game a 40 on principle.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd think so. Okay, so what did ReFantasio got then? ReFantasio? I don't know.
Like 38, 37.
That's good. That's good. Metaphor looked hot, dude. That game's on my list. It looks good.
Yeah, but they also gave Silent Hill like a 37 or something. So
we'll see.
Probably good. You know, I've not played these Silent Hill games. This is where I got my my fart face. Is why I put fart face in my name because of this.
Because of the character, like the facial capture for that game.
No, she calls him a fart face.
Does she?
She's like, you're a fart face.
I didn't fucking watch the trailer.
She's like, you're a fart face. And I was like, that's a funny thing. I mean, she's a kid, so, but that was funny as shit.
And she's supposed to be a kid. Yeah.
Well, no, there's a literal kid in the thing.
Wait, where? Can you show me?
Not the chick that they're using, the woke chick. There's an actual kid.
Oh.
No, there's an actual kid.
No. I never played Silent Hill 2, so I wouldn't know.
That one, this one.
Oh. I don't know. I never played Silent Hill 2, so I wouldn't know. But there's that other character that people were upset about, like, isn't sexy anymore. And it's like, dude, she's like 16. And she was like molested. That's like her whole story, is that she's like a sexual assault survivor.
Yeah.
Her fucking where's that monster? Hold on. There's a monster in the game that's like her monster. Now, I only know about this because like a friend of mine is super into it, right? And there's implications that the monsters look different to different people. So I'm going to show you. This is her monster. It's called Abstract Daddy is the name of this monster. Look at this shit.
Abstract Daddy?
Yeah, look at this shit.
What even is that?
To me, it looks like someone forcing themselves on someone. To me is what it looks like.
Like one of those like Rorschach pictures. Well, it looks like a table.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to tell.
Yeah, it's supposed to be this like abstract, like scary thing. But the implication there is this character is a sexual assault survivor. And the way this fucking thing moves, it's almost like thrusting when it moves around. Like, I think it's meant to like represent like someone forcing themselves on somebody. But what's crazy is that the game implies these monsters are different to different people. So through the eyes of the main character, James Sutherland, it looks like somebody watching somebody forcing themselves on someone. So does that mean to that character, it looks totally different to her? You know what I mean? Like we're the character, the creature we're looking at, if it is supposed to represent an assault, we're looking at it like at a third party perspective. So I can't imagine what it looks like to her.
Bro,
if that's supposed to represent. That's what I'm saying. She's not even hot in the original game. Like, but they made her a little bit chubbier in this one. So people are like, oh, the game's woke. The sexual assault victim is woke.
Yeah, but not even.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I gotta pull up that list. Is Silent Hill on that list? I gotta see now.
I mean, it's not out yet. They couldn't make a judgment like that without.
There are some games on this list that aren't even out yet, dude. Like. You're really gonna put it past these people not to like
play a
Call a
game
game
before
before it
they
even comes out.
You're right. What was I thinking? Only Angela knows what she sees. Her
Yeah.
abstract daddy. James players and I can't see what she sees. We are on the James's side. And who can say abstract daddy, which James see, is the same as hers?
Okay, so my friend didn't just make that up. This is actually from like a director of the game saying that shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's Masahiro Ito, the character
Yeah.
creature designer.
Yeah. Well, if I pull up that list, you can search by like release date. There are some games coming out in 2025 that are already like not recommended. There's this game here, Shelf Life Art School Detective. It's coming out 2025, not recommended. For containing overtly pro-LGBTQ plus messaging, and the player character is non-binary and uses they/them pronouns. Game's not even out yet, and they're like, "Nah, we don't recommend it."
Woke AF. Hashtag.
There are like 30 plus games on this list that are coming soon, and most of them are not recommended. Almost all of them are not recommended. Except for Dragon Ball Shining Zero. That one's recommended. They said it has no woke themes, but how do they know that? Or Sparking Zero. Contains no woke content. How do you know that, though?
Yeah, how do you know that?
The marketing doesn't have any woke content, but how do you know the game doesn't? What if the game has a character creator, and the character creator like has a body style instead of like male, female? They take the game off the list now?
They would have to.
But they'd have to.
Holy shit! I'm looking at this.
What?
This Discord channel for this Silent Hill wiki. There's a list of members online, and there's a B master on this list.
Oh, that is our B Master.
That is our B master. I can tell from the avatar. That's cool.
The Discord says Symphony of the Night, though.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what that. Okay.
I wonder if it just like cycles up like people you know to like get you to like join Discord or something.
I'm not even logged in here. This is just.
Oh yeah.
This is all of their members.
It makes sense. B Master would show up. His name starts with a B, so it's probably the top of the list. It looks alphabetized.
I mean, it doesn't. It
Oh,
makes
it's not
sense.
alphabetized. Yeah.
No, it is. It is. But it only makes sense because it's alphabetized. It's crazy that we've seen him. It's crazy that he's in there, and I noticed it.
I feel like B Master, no disrespect to him, I feel like he gets around. Like he's in a lot of Discords.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which good on him. I don't have the time to like be in multiple Discords and like actively participate.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Yeah, Silent Hill 2. You know, don't play it. It's woke garbage. No, I haven't heard anything really about it. Like, it was really hot when it was announced, and then the hype kind of died down when people saw what the game looked like, and then the characters got revealed, and a bunch of people shit on it, and now it's coming out. So I don't know what's happening here. I guess we'll see when it comes out. To the Moon is dropping on PS5 and Xbox Series X. Great RPG Maker game. Really good story. Yeah. And not so much after that. The gameplay is like, it's an RPG Maker game, right? So you know what you're getting into. It's not an RPG. It's like a point and click story game, adventure. but the story's fun and the music is good and the artwork is good. I like it.
I say this every time one of these comes up, but overwhelmingly positive on Steam again. Oh, this is in my library. Huh.
Yeah, you can never played it. You have 3 hours on record and you haven't beat the game? What the fuck?
I don't know where that. I've never played it.
I don't know what you were doing if you could play it for 3.5 hours and not beat it.
I didn't play it at all. I don't know where that comes from.
That game, I gotta pull up. Hold on. Let me pull it up on my list now. Because I finished it.
Is it less than? I didn't play it at all. I don't know where that time comes from. I've never played this. I didn't even know I had it.
Okay, I have 4.5 hours on record for this game. And I beat it. I can't see the achievements, though. There's only one achievement. What's the achievement? See the ending? Yeah. Okay, so that's clouding on you a little bit, but it took me 4.5 hours to beat it.
Well, I didn't play it at all, so I don't know where that time comes from. Right. Pop Slinger.
Pop Slinger. That sounds like a racial slur. You dirty pop slinger.
You damn pop slingers out here.
What is this game?
Side scroller, on rails shooter, bullet hell. This looks. There's an Adult Swim cartoon that this looks like. I forget what it's called.
Oh God, Ball Busters.
Mall Busters?
Ball Busters, I think that's what it's called.
Busters.
Yeah, hold on. What's it called? I don't know if it's called Ball Busters or you call something else.
It was like an Asian. I feel like it was like a Japanese or some sort of Asian.
Ball Masters is what it's called.
Ball Masters?
Yeah.
I remember there was
Ball Masters 9009.
There was a character who would pop up and all he would say is da 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 da. And that's all I remember about that show.
I've never seen the show you're talking about, but
the
art style looks like this. The art style looks like Ball Masters.
Maybe it's the same artist with like a different show. I don't remember that title. But yeah.
I sent you the okay, now I'm looking closer at it. It might be like Milk Chan.
No, it's not Milk Chan. Milk Chan? No, it's not Milk Chan. She's the one that's like, you dumbass.
Yeah.
Again, it might be the same artist, but I think it's a different show. Yeah, I feel like it's a different show. No, because the art here looks too good. This art is too good. I feel like it's not.
Like, look up more images. Like, the art's not that great.
See, maybe it has other stuff these guys worked on.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, you would know it. You would know the show from that thing I just did. It was like a random ass like character. You pop up, and all he would say is da 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 da. And like that was it.
Was it like an anime or?
No. It was like a cartoon. It was like this. It was like this Adult Swim bullshit. But it was like Asian. It was all Asian characters.
I'm looking through like Adult Swim shows right now. I have no idea what you're talking about.
This is it. Perfect Hair Forever.
Perfect Hair Forever. I never heard of that show.
Perfect Hair Forever. Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, it was this shit.
I've never heard of this show. What the hell is this show?
Yeah, and then this hot dog would come up. This fucking hot dog would come up and you go da 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 da.
This show came out in 2004. It was like a 20-year-old show.
Jesus.
Oh my god, this character design for that girl is like hilarious. That is so goddamn funny, dude. Like
the art for this looks like this game. That's
yeah,
what
I can
that's
see
what
that.
I was. Yeah.
Like straight out of those like draw your own manga like books you used to see like when you were in like middle school.
Yeah.
It's like how to draw manga and all the characters look like this. Oh my god.
Yeah, check out Perfect Hair Forever. I don't think I've ever, obviously I've seen the show, but I've never like watched it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like on in the background and the fucking hot dog comes up. Da, 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 and that's all I remember from it. And then just the look of it.
I've never heard of this show. It just makes sense. It came out in 2004, lasted one season.
Yeah, I think a lot of their stuff was just not long running, but you know, it would put out like 15-minute episodes of like a lot of the shows just like 15 minutes. You know, 12-ounce mouse is like another one. It's like I thought that show was funny, but
this show premiered November 7th, 2004, ended April 1st, 2007 for 7 episodes. It ran for 3 years, 7 episodes.
That's crazy.
And then in 2014, as an April Fool's Day joke, it got 2 more episodes as like a goof. They're all 11 minutes.
Yeah. See, I feel like they had a lot of shows that was like that. Like, I feel like 12-ounce mouse was the same.
Yeah.
Like maybe like Renegade Angel. Like I feel like they had a lot of stuff that was just like that.
I think Robot Chicken was the same way. Like the first season was like it aired over like 2 years. And they kept making jokes they're gonna cancel it and they just kept going. Robot Chicken's been around for like 20 years, but it's only got like 10 seasons.
Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, 11 seasons. And this show came out 2005. So yeah, like 19 years, it's got 11 seasons. Which, respectable, but also like, why take so long between each season?
I mean, they had a lot of bad shows on there, but for some, you watch it like high as shit, and it just didn't matter.
I kind of like that about Adult Swim, though. Like, they just threw a bunch of random bullshit at the wall, and like every once in a while, one of them would stick. Like,
yeah. But I don't even know if the point was for them to stick. It was kind of just, hey, we're just gonna. It was almost like they were just funding everything in house, and so they were just putting out the shit that they were making. You know, it's like I had a bunch of friends that just were in the network.
That's kind of what they did.
Yeah.
That's basically what like C-Lab 2021 was. It was like, hey, we're just gonna borrow footage from like this old show that nobody cares about and just like make up shit with it.
Yeah.
The same with Space Ghost.
So, anyway, that's
The
what
Harvey
Pop Slinger. That's what Pop Slinger reminds me of. I put it in my wish list because I don't understand what the game is, but
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I'll check it out. Yeah, that's gonna do it, everybody. Thank you so much for coming into our show and listen to us like bitch about like being anti woke.
Yeah, that shit's funny.
Yeah, it was funny. Tell people they can find us, man.
Guys, you can go to Gameoverse.com, Gameoverse.com/Twitch, Gameoverse.com/YouTube, Gameoverse.com/radio, 24/7 radio for your listening pleasure, gaming, music, all day, all night. Gameoverse.com/Discord. Hop in there, chat with us, talk with us, hang out with us, play games with us. I'm gonna be playing Diablo non-stop. Yeah, an unhealthy amount, probably, when that comes out on the 8th. So Tuesday night, join us for that. Okay.
Yeah, come check us out. We're cool. In the meantime, you guys be safe, be excellent to each other, and we'll see you all next week. Bye.